Ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit.
Peace, Diehards. What's up? It's your boy Eru. Shout out to Evergreen on the beat there. We finally got the beat onto the intro there. So dope beat from Mr. Evergreen. Evergreen is all over MBK as far as like soundtrack. He's like the soundtrack of MBK. So anyway, shout out to everybody here. You got to bring State up in here. What's good, State?
Yo, what's up, brother?
Chilling, man. State is at home today. Yeah, man. We was gonna do a pod yesterday, man. I went on without you, just just because I was here. So
yeah, I seen it, man. That was a goodie. I seen the fact that you do the pods with the guy who did the who did the parody, whatever it's called, of me, and I appreciate that dude, man.
okay. Oh, you talking about me?
Yeah, he's like, I don't even wear this. I'm not even at work. I just like putting this on.
Yeah, Lee is
oh
funny.
man.
But he's actually a comedian. He actually gets paid for making fun of people. So
oh, that's good.
gotta check him out one day.
Nah, definitely got to.
Yeah, man. My allergies are kicking my ass, man. I feel like I got like rocks in my eyes back there. I'm trying to I can barely see you and shit. It's crazy.
It's all right, man.
Yeah. How's my audio? My audio's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Man, it was pollen spores all over Harlem today, so I had to get out of there. I got my windows closed too. So I ain't playing with that, man. Be sneezing everywhere. But let's get right into it, man.
Yeah, we'll get into it, but we got to salute to Stop Videos. He's been asking us constantly about doing this call and stuff. So listen, we're gonna get State's opinion on the whole center stuff. We're gonna do that first. And then right after that, we'll get right into some combine stuff, some draft stuff, and we'll do phone calls at the same time, man. So just tune in. We'll do this little segment, first talking about the centers and stuff, and then we'll get into that the call and stuff. So tune in for that.
Yep. So let's get right into it. Mitchell Robinson. So, Mitchell Robinson is basically not a Knick right now. He's a unrestricted free agent, but we have his bird rights. So if he wants to be a Knick, he could come right back. But obviously, the ball is in his court. If I'm Mitchell Robinson, I would not come back to the Knicks. The reason why I would not come back to the Knicks is because y'all don't have a point guard, one, and y'all point guards always shooting the damn ball at the pick and roll. I never received the ball in the post for an easy post pass. Two, my family already hates it here. Remember that his uncle or one of his relatives said, I can't wait to get my nephew out of New York. And three, if I'm Mitchell Robinson, how the hell you dudes paid Nerlens Noel before me and y'all drafted me and I've been here for 4 years? That's just me personally if I'm Mitchell Robinson. But I would love to re-sign him. I'm at the point where it doesn't matter, like 12 million to 15 million. Re-sign Mitchell Robinson. He's been here for 4 years. I feel like he could get better. He was top 5 in offensive rebounds, top 5 in block shots per game, top 5 in total steals and blocks. On the season, I believe first was Jaren Jackson Jr. So there's a lot of things that he could bring to the table, but it's a lot of negatives as well. Notable that his offensive game is horrible. The man, I don't know if I could give him a post up, and I'm confident that he'll get me a bucket. He hasn't elevated his game in 4 years. Little simple stuff. And he cannot set a screen. I think that's one of the main things that people get pissed off with Mitchell Robinson. So, the ball is in his court. If he wants to be a Knick, we could pay him. Obviously, Brock Aller didn't want to pay Mitchell Robinson. He wanted to trade him during the middle of the season, and Detroit wanted Mitchell Robinson. That was reported. So, Dow, how you feel about this whole, Mitchell Robinson situation? And
well, I hate him. I'm just letting you speak nicely about him. But I mean, listen, the one thing about like Nerlens Noel and Taj Gibson and stuff like that. The reason why we got those guys is because Mitchell Robinson sucks.
Injury.
No, injury, whatever. I mean, Taj Gibson can't stay. He can't play every single game. Nerlens Noel is a walk-in infirmary. He can't stay healthy either. But we got those guys, because Nerlens Noel, showed that he could play. He played pretty good with OKC. As an NBA journeyman. A lot of the scouts are saying that he might be coming into his own, going into that next level where he will be able to solidify your defense, or be a big part of a team's rotation. When Mitch Robinson went hurt, and then during that pandemic season, Nerlens Noel saved our season as a starting center. So you got to give him credit for that too. So if there's anybody that you want to that you have to beat out, Nerlens Noel and Taj Gibson is not that hard to beat out. So Mitchell Robinson, is the ball is in his court to do that. And injuries is one thing, but I mean, him and his trainer decided to gain weight after breaking his foot. He couldn't get in shape all year because he was too heavy. It's like a lot of things like that. So excuses from one side, from Nick's side, which is all valid, but there's also a lot of stuff on his side too. That he has to figure out. So I mean, like if his family is tired of it, they don't like New York, because everybody from the down south don't like New York. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like you guys neither, man. So fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Fuck off if you're watching. You know what I'm saying? We don't give a fuck about you guys, you corny motherfuckers either. You know what I'm saying? But because that's the energy that Mitch Robinson and his family seem to, his uncles and stuff, and his dad or whatever the fuck, that's the energy they seem to be giving off. So listen, go to Detroit if you can. Go to Detroit. See if you can get on the Pelicans roster if you can, because they got Valanciunas there. He's a free agent also. I would rather pay Valanciunas. There's other players in this league that we can give money to, or we could work a trade to try to get. You know what I'm saying? So to hell with Mitch Robinson. That's my opinion on him. Because I mean, my thing with the rebounding offensive is dope, but he's got to be able to solidify that defense on get the stop, get the rebound is getting the stop. A lot of different things that he doesn't do. He doesn't protect Julius Randle. He don't protect RJ. He's supposed to be the enforcer. He's paid to be that energy guy. And right now he's a free agent. So hopefully, we wish him the best wherever he goes.
I mean,
or we can keep him. I
don't know. That's where I'm at with it. Like, we could keep him. We could let him go.
Do you think I'm too tough on him?
No, not really. The criticism is warranted, but I don't think you should be that harsh on him because of the situation. It reminds me of RJ Barrett. When I'm defending RJ Barrett and the other young guys, I give them the excuse of, well, you got Julius Randle. He's playing soft. Evan Fournier, he plays no defense whatsoever. And Alec Burks, he's just doodle. So what am I supposed to do when Mitchell Robinson is surrounded by those three other guys, and RJ Barrett seems to be the only guy who likes to pass Mitchell Robinson the ball?
But Mitchell Robinson's job is not predicated on him or somebody passing him the ball. What he's going to get paid for is his defense. He's not going to get paid for lobs, because any center can get a lob.
So to rebuttal that, the Knicks was 11th in defense last season. Was that because of Mitchell Robinson? Was that because of the personnel on the team, or was that because of Tibbs?
Well, mostly because of Tibbs. Because I mean, we were functional with other people playing center while Mitchell Robinson was hurt this year. Mitchell Robinson was hurt all last year. We was functional as a team. You know, so we can get by without Mitchell Robinson there. Like it's not like when Mitchell Robinson is not there, it's not like we absolutely need him. You know, but like I said, we talked about it before. Against that in that Atlanta series, we needed him. You know, because we needed him just for the simple fact they had Clint Capella. We just needed the extra bodies because we just didn't have enough to go at those guys. Not necessarily saying that Mitchell Robinson would have you know, changed the tide of the game. You know, but he would have definitely helped a lot. You know, because we were getting killed on the inside. You know. Just I want to answer this guy too, the Sherman thing that was just up.
I
What was he
don't know which
saying?
one.
It was this one. The quick screen is for rim runners. Okay, cool. It's a screen to fool the defender to run into the basket for a quick lob. So what about sealing off the defender for the option, you know, to you know, to take the shot. You know, so like if Mitchell Robinson is setting the screen and he's just running to the basket, that means that all he cares about is the lob. So what about if the defense stops the lob? Now the ball handler has no space. Now what?
I agree to disagree with this comment because that's partially on Tibbs and that's partially on the players that's on the floor, and that's partially on Mitch as well. I mean, when you have Mitchell Robinson, you got Julius Randle, how much spacing do you want to offer? Because Julius Randle also shot 30% from three. And he was also one of the worst mid-range jump shooters in the NBA. And RJ Barrett was a horrendous mid-range jump shooter as well. So it's like, what can we do, right? And to help that guy also. But at the same time, it's like, I look at Mitchell Robinson and I'm like, yo, all you could do is rim run. Is that on the coach? Because Taj Gibson, he'll spot up for three. So do the coach allow Taj Gibson to do that and tell Mitchell Robinson to not do that? It's questions that needs to be answered. And
Well, that's absolutely the truth. Everything that happens in an NBA game is definitely premeditated. You know, it's definitely premeditated. Guys are not just out there creating stuff. This is what they're being told to do. So you know, Mitchell Robinson just straight rim running without setting the pick. That's Tom Thibodeau because he does it every single time. So if you're doing something every single time that way, and then you don't see the venom from Tom Thibodeau coming at the guys for that, then that's a big problem. Because I mean, my thing like all of our plays always end up with two guys on one side, two guys on the other side, and then the ball handler stranded in the middle. Now you got to go 1-on-1. You know, so I mean, if the center was asked to make a proper pick, then the ball handler at least can advance a little bit. You know, maybe play the slow man, you know, slow quick game. You know, to get the defense off their heels. Because I mean, as a ball handler, just playing in the park, if somebody sets a good pick for me, I'm cutting around that pick hard, boy. You know what I'm saying? And then if you don't stop me, you know, I'm gonna score. And if you do come out and you fight through the pick, I'm gonna give the guy an easy pass because he's gonna be wide open. That's basic basketball. But you have to give the option for you know, for that to happen, and you don't get that option if you're not making contact with the screener, with the person you're screening.
For me, you know, I'm all in on paying Mitchell Robinson. Like I have no issues with him. You know, his point guards was Emmanuel Mudiay, Frank Ntilikina, Trey Burke, Alfred Payton, and Alec Burks, and Kemba Walker. So it's like it's but so much I could say about Mitchell Robinson when it comes to certain things on the court. I love Mitchell Robinson. If he walks, like I have no issues with it. He has his flaws, but there are other options out there.
Well, I mentioned the offensive rebounds in the last part, but like you know, if I don't know if I want to put up on the screen. It's going to take me too long to do that.
The offensive rebounds is when your top two scorers, who both are averaging 20 points, are both shooting 41% from the field and 30% from three. Everybody was shooting bricks last season.
Everybody was shooting bricks, but how many offensive rebounds does Mitchell Robinson get? Because the comment here, you know, and a lot of people say, we don't need Mitch. Come on, son. He helps with getting second chance on you know, offense with his offensive rebounds. How many offensive rebounds does Mitchell Robinson get a game?
I mean, I think it was set. I think it was like, if I'm not, I think it was like 4+. I think it was 3+. if I'm
It
not
might have been
mistaken.
4. It might have been 4.
Might have been 4+. But I know Mitchell Robinson was top 5 in offensive rebounds total, top 5 in offensive rebounds per game. I know he was top 5 in blocks per game, top 5 in total blocks. I know he was top 5 in field goal percentage. And I know that my team was top. I know that my team was 11th in defense. So I have to give Mitchell Robinson some type of credit. And my only argument against this is basically who are the other options, right? Because
Well, aside from the options, right? Like just look at the offensive rebounds. You're talking about 4 offensive rebounds per game that he has
that's
per 25
impressive.
minutes, right? It's
Yes.
impressive. How many shots does a team get a game? So you mean to tell me impressive that he gets 4 offensive rebounds a game? So he
So
only saves 4 possessions?
I got a great rebuttal for you. So we run one of the slowest pace in the league, right? So it's not like we're getting a lot of shots per game if we're running a slow pace. So you can't. So
Are you saying that this 4 offensive rebounds could be looked at as 8 offensive rebounds per game, which is like has never happened in the NBA ever?
No, I'm saying what in the context of our team and what Tom Thibodeau wants to do, that 4 offensive rebounds is very much needed because you play a slow pace. But then again, like what me and you said, we want to play faster. Next season, we gotta bring the ball up the court, and that's due to Alec Burks and other guys. We're not even going to repeat that again, but the offensive rebounds is needed, bro. We can't just push that to the side and say, nah, man.
But it's not really pushing it to the side because if you look at everyone else's thing, in the last pod that I did, I compared Mitch to Ayton and to Bamba. Basically, what we're gonna do today. Bamba's offensive rebounds is right there with Mitch Robinson, maybe 3 per game. Ayton is about the same thing, maybe 3 a game. So I mean, what's the difference between the one offensive rebound that he's bringing to the table? Now, the point I keep trying to make on whenever I talk about centers is look at the defensive rebounds, 4.5 defensive rebounds. So I mean, like to compare, Julius Randle last year he gave you 9. So when I think of rebound, when you think of offensive rebounds, you think of like second chance opportunities, right? Okay, so in the context of defensive rebounds, that means that you secured the defense there. The opposing team put up a shot, you made a stop, and then you secured the rebound. So that getting that rebound secures the defensive stop. So I mean, he getting only 4 defensive rebounds is useless at the center spot. He needs to get at least 8 or something like that, 7, 8, 9 defensive rebounds in order to be worth getting the money that he's supposed to be trying to get this year.
So I love what you just said. So my only defense against that, honestly, is Julius Randle gets 9 defensive rebounds, like you said, right? RJ Barrett is a great rebounder for at his size, at his position, right? He was one of the top rebounders at the small forward position this year in the NBA. Actually, I think he's top 5 actually in that department. And also you got other guys who can rebound. Emmanuel Quickly is a great rebounder at the guard spot. It's a lot of.
But what are we paying Mitchell Robinson to do?
Here's my thing, dog. You're asking a great question. I can't answer your question. You know why? Because I don't know what Tibbs wants to do.
Listen. That's not it, man. That's not it. Because NBA center, no matter what era you're talking about, a center's job is to rebound and defend the paint.
But that's
like
not
that. So I mean, if the dude is not rebounding, he is defending the paint. I give him that. But I mean, I'm talking about this rebound. If you're gonna give him an excuse saying, "Oh, look, we got all these good rebounders on the team," and you're bringing up point guards and stuff like that, then that tells me that Mitchell Robinson is not worth being on his team. He's not worth paying $12 to $15 million. If you're saying, well, other guys can rebound, so if other guys can rebound, then Mitchell Robinson should not be on his team. We shouldn't even be talking about him.
So. Does that? I'm talking about in the context of our team. That I honestly, dog, you got to look at it as part of like a coach scheme. That's a part of the
scheming, rebounds.
Well.
So the guy.
Wait, hold on. So, question for you. So, when Obi Toppin sprints down the court and he only gives me and you 5 rebounds, is that on Obi Toppin or that's the coach scheme? Because we want him to
Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin can't even post up some of the guards in his league.
But we just talking about rebounding though, bro.
I'm talking about Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is going to be paid $12 to $15 million just to rebound and defend. That's it. He's not being paid to do anything else but that. Obi Toppin, on the other hand, when he gets his money, he's going to be paid to score, ball handle, run the court. He's going to be paid to do a lot more than Mitchell Robinson.
So question, is that in the context of you're saying that because of the coach that we have? Is what is the job that Tom Thibodeau is going to ask of our starting center is the reason why you say that?
Well, listen, there is no coach in the world that's gonna all of a sudden say, "Hey, Mitchell Robinson, go stand by the 3-point line. We're gonna run plays for you to shoot threes." Nobody.
How do we know that? How do we know that?
Man, the dude licks his elbow every time he attempts a jump shot. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't square up. He's falling off to each side. You know what I'm saying? Post up. Like when has he ever posted up? And Tom Thibodeau hasn't coached him 4 years. He's been under other coaches.
But see, this is why I hate Tibbs, bro. This is why I hate Tibbs. Arguments like this make me hate Tibbs because you don't give young guys a chance to an opportunity to show what they can do on the offensive side of the ball. So me and you can't even have this discussion.
You can have the discussion because he played in the NBA 4 years. It's not like he's just brand new. The guy has no offensive.
Under Fizdale and Jeff Horner trash? Come on, bro. What are we doing here?
Okay, so I mean, add your favorite coach there. This guy is still 8-8. For his career, 8 and 7.5. 2 blocks per game. Remember when he was supposed to be averaging 5 per game and all this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his jump shot is trash.
Mm-hmm.
He had 4 years to show this. I mean, I'm not paying a guy $12 to $15 million to say, okay, under a new coach that's not coming next year because Tom Thibodeau's going to be the coach again. So under a coach that's not going to be here for 2 years, he's going to finally start doing other things that he's never showed before.
I've seen various players in the NBA who numbers spiked and it helped with winning. All I'm saying is I believe Mitchell Robinson has more to show than what this coach tells him to do. That's all I'm saying. And the numbers show it. So if he goes to another team, and this is not a Frank. And you know what's fun about this?
It is a Frank Ntilikina thing. I'm just on the tip of my tongue. I know you know it. It's on the tip of my tongue.
No, it's not. You ain't gonna do that. This ain't no Frank. This ain't no Kevin Knox. I will not allow you to do that.
Don't bring Kevin Knox into it. It's Frank Ntilikina. Frank Ntilikina.
Well, both of them. Both of them. This is not those two guys because Mitchell Robinson actually produces. And okay, if you want to rebuttal,
produces what though, man? We just finished saying.
Look, I knew he was gonna say that. Look
produces what? Listen, if you say who are we gonna replace him with, right off the bat, somebody that Mitchell Robinson actually got the best of once. My freaking Whiteside. Whiteside throughout his career has been able to give you double-figure rebounds and double-figure points, and also get the same blocks that the Mitchell Robinson can get. And we can get Whiteside for like the league minimum.
Mo Bamba, man. Mo Bamba. Whiteside don't fit our culture. If we have a culture.
Listen, the culture is right. We need somebody to rebound at center and defend. Okay, we can get anybody to do that. Robin Lopez, we can get him to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Can you get anybody to average top 5 in field goal percentage, top 5 in offense?
Oh man, that top 5 field goal percentage is bullshit. Because talk about we're gonna bring Deandre Ayton into it. Deandre Ayton, I think he averaged 12 shots a game, and he shoots 63% from the field, shooting fadeaway jump shots and hook shots and things of that nature, shooting 63%. That's impressive. A dude is just standing there, scratching his nuts.
He's the number 1 pick, dog. Stop doing that. I can't just don't do that.
You can't say that the pick. Once you're in the NBA, you're in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, Mitchell Robinson, he got drafted in the 2nd round because he didn't go to college. But now he's a starting center in the NBA for somebody. I don't want him to be on the Knicks, but he could be a starting center on some team. But we're not going to talk about that he was drafted in the second round. He's just a player in the NBA.
So my look, Andrew Wiggins is a prime. I love using him as an example now. Andrew Wiggins is a prime example of you gotta just wait some time, and maybe the players that you got around him, maybe you need to improve the players around that guy for that guy to reach said potential. For Mitchell Robinson, when you gift my boy Moutier, Frank, Trey Burke, Alfred, Alec Burke. Hold on now.
I just did a whole podcast on that, man. Alfred Payton averaged 10 and 7. 10 points and 7 assists when Mitchell Robinson as his center in his first year as a Knick. 10 and 7. Okay, 10 points and 7 assists. So Mitchell Robinson has had people that could pass the ball. You want to say Moody sucks? Moody was on the same team. Dennis Smith Jr. was on the same team. So he had like a bunch of decent point guards on that team. Not it doesn't have to be Chris Paul. He had a bunch of decent point guards that are looking to pass the ball.
Who is decent?
10 and 7, 10 points and 7 assists per game is decent.
Who?
Alfred Payton. 10 points and 7 assists is decent. If somebody in the NBA is giving you 10 points and 7 assists, that is decent. With 1.9 steals, that's what he was doing for us. Regardless of the fact if he can't shoot threes or not, or he can't shoot free throws, okay, fine. He sucks. He's not a good player. But 10 points and 7 assists, and you mean to tell me that nobody's passing to Mitchell Robinson and we got a point guard that's averaging 7 assists? That is a lie.
So wait, hold on. So top 5 in offensive rebounds, top 5 in blocks, top 5 in field goal percentage, top 5 in all these various categories. That's not a good, decent NBA center. That's what you're telling me.
It's not worth 12. It's not worth 12 to 10. It's not worth 12 to $15 million a year for a guy that can't do nothing for you. And intangibles too. He's not protecting anybody on the court. He's not protecting anybody. That's why I put this up on the court. Robin Lopez. If something pops off on the court, Robin Lopez is fucking everybody up on the court. Okay, that's the intangibles that Robin Lopez gives. And Robin Lopez is going to give you 10 rebounds a game if you give him enough minutes. He's done that already in his career.
He's a vet. What you want me to say?
When he went a few years ago, he wasn't a vet. Time goes on, guys get older. Everybody becomes a vet. Mitchell Robinson is a vet.
Bro, Robin Lopez a few years ago was 30 years old. Come on, come on.
I mean, but what I'm trying to say, what does all of that have to do? Because it's all excuses for what's going on in the game. I'm trying to tell you, 4 offensive rebounds. That's 4 shot attempts that you mean to tell me that he's grabbing, which is so important in the course of a game where it's like how many shots is during the game and only 4 offensive rebounds. It's not even guaranteed that those 4 offensive rebounds are going to result in 4 points, 4 baskets scored. You know what I'm saying? So what is the thing? The thing with the defensive rebounds is that he's only guaranteed to start to bring to a close 4 defensive plays. But I mean, if that number gets dragged up to 8, now you're talking something. You're having an impact on defense.
So, Dara, if you could show me a front court pairing within the last 5 years who both average 10 plus rebounds per game. Please, if you can show me, please, because Julius Randle, you just said Julius Randle averaged about 9, damn near 9.
That don't make no sense, State. I'm not doing that research. That don't make no sense.
How?
It don't make sense.
Because
it don't make sense. Because if an NBA center that you want to pay him 12 to 15 rebounds, give me $1 million a year, and you're saying, nah, that's all right, you ain't got a rebound because we got Manuel quickly. He'll take care of it for you.
He averages 8. What you want him to do?
Average more than 8?
I mean, goddamn,
four defensive rebounds is not elite in the NBA. That is, as an NBA center and you're playing starters minutes, getting 4 defensive rebounds a game. That is like bottom of the barrel. Player there.
4 defensive rebounds. You got that. If you want
bottom of the barrel, bro.
All right, if that's your argument, all right, I can't battle that. But the 4 offensive rebounds is top 5 in the NBA. And
okay, that sounds great. That sounds great. But for a guy that you're not asking him to create offense, you're not asking him to score. You're not running any plays for him.
What are we
Never.
asking him to do?
You're never gonna do that for him. His only job is to rebound and defend. And you're saying that nah, Emmanuel quickly got your back. Don't worry about it.
That's off the premise of Tibbs.
Man, he's been in the NBA 4 years, man.
No. But you gotta separate that from what Tibbs is asking him to do. You get what I'm saying?
He's been in the NBA for 4 years. He's been doing the same thing.
Diehard, you can't say what you just said and say, oh, well, he's getting paid to defensive rebound and play defense. Is Tibbs asking him to do that?
State, he's been in the NBA for 4 years. He's been doing the same thing for 4 years.
You could be in the NBA for 4 years, but have 4 different roles in the NBA. That's my point. What is Tibbs asking him to do? You can't just specifically say to me. Listen, that's why I disagree with you.
So listen, Tom Thibodeau was telling Mitchell Robinson, listen, stop rebounding. We don't need you to rebound. We got Emmanuel quickly. Don't worry about it. That's what he's telling him?
I mean, but so you're telling Julius Randle to average less defensive rebounds so Mitchell Robinson can get more defensive rebounds?
I'm saying that Julius Randle is going to get his, and Mitchell Robinson needs to be fighting to get the other ones.
But obviously he's fighting if they're both listen.
Obviously he's fighting, but you're telling me that don't worry about it. Emmanuel quickly got your back. He's going to help you with the rebounds.
RJ Barrett is top. I just gave you RJ Barrett is top 5 in small forwards in
but RJ Barrett is going to be a Hall of Famer. He's got to score 20. He's got to be a friggin' offensive facilitator. He's got to pass Mitch. He's got to pass to Mitch too. And he got to rebound more than Mitch too.
But that's a different role. That's a whole different role. RJ Barrett is top. But you can't have your baked ziti and have your soda too. You try to get both, bro. You can't. No, I'm not. Listen, RJ Barrett, you talking about the rebound. He almost averaged 6. Okay, so let's say 5.8. That round that off to 6. So Mitchell Robinson averaged 2 more rebounds than him. But at the same time, RJ Barrett, he got to score 20. He got to get 3 assists. He got to defend the best player on the other team. And all Mitchell Robinson got to do is walk on the court and rebound. And you're saying, nah, don't worry about it. No, we're gonna pay you $12 to $15 million. I'm not saying don't worry about it. My rebuttal is when you got Julius Randle, who's also he's averaging 8+ defensive rebounds, but my center is averaging 4+. What my center is
4 is abysmal. 4 defensive rebounds for an NBA center is abysmal.
Can we bring up the stats around the other?
Do you know how many defensive rebounds that Alec Burke had per game last year? He had 4. Okay, but then Mitch Robinson had 4.
So is that the Tibbs system?
System is not rebounding. Rebounding is effort. Rebounding has nothing to do with system. So if the NBA center's job is to rebound, bro, that's the end of it. To me, that's the end of it. The NBA center's job is to rebound. It doesn't matter if Julius Randle is getting rebounds. His job is to get rebounds. He needs to get rebounds.
But he's top 5 in offensive rebounds. He's top 5 in steals and blocks total. What more do you want, dog? What are you asking?
I just told you the guy has no other role on the team but to get rebounds. Andre Drummond at times gets how many?
So your problems with Tibbs. Your problem's not with Mitch.
Your problems with rebounding is effort. Rebounding is effort. It's not scheme. So you don't scheme to rebound. So you don't scheme to rebound, huh?
He don't give effort.
Obviously not if he's averaging the same amount of defensive rebounds that Alec Burke is averaging.
But he's top 5 in offensive rebounds, so you can't have it both ways, bro. You can't.
Yes. As an NBA center that has no other role on the team but to rebound and defend, then yes. If I'm gonna give you $12 to $15 million, that motherfucker needs to average 15 boards a game. It don't matter. That's not my fault. You got $12 to $15 million in your pocket, motherfucker. You better get every rebound. Who gives a fuck who's there?
But that's the argument for next season. That's not the argument for now.
It's the argument for now because you're telling me that we're gonna pay the guy or for something that he didn't even do yet. Never did in his career.
I mean, but do you? My confidence is I think he can do it. That's my.
God bless you. God bless you.
That my confidence is I think RJ Barrett can be a Hall of Famer. I think RJ Barrett can be an All-Star. I think he can be that's my confidence in him.
My confidence I think RJ Barrett can average more rebounds than Mitch next season. How about that?
I mean, he probably can.
And that is more enough reason for me not to offer Mitchell Robinson 12 to 15. Like my man here is laughing. Everyone, not everyone, but my man here with the weirdo name here, C Mac, whatever. He's like laughing about me saying Robin Lopez, but I'd rather pay Robin Lopez minimum salary to get me 8 rebounds per game. Okay.
So like. I like the fact that Mitchell Robinson got us like this because I hope the front office is definitely having this argument. I feel like you would have a better rebuttal if you would bring up the playoffs right now, right? So when you're watching the current playoffs, no, matter of fact, your rebuttal can be rebutted as well. Hold on. You see Robert Williams come back. I watched the game when Miami was down 23-48 with Robert Williams, no Marcus Smart. Dog, at some point, you gotta show value into the center position. Mitchell Robinson's a 7-footer, bro. He blocks shots. We know what he can do. He's been here for 4 years. My question to you is, do you think he can improve to the point that the points that you're arguing about, do you think he can do within due time?
Yeah, I didn't even say anything about his free throw percentage. 48% free throw percentage at his center. He can't play no more than 25 minutes per game. He can't play no more than 25. He can't play the fourth quarter. Because when you get to the playoffs, it's gonna be hack a Mitch.
Listen, dog, I can't argue that. What I can only argue is the points that I gave you, brother.
The only thing I can argue is the extra points that I'm giving you. 48% from the free throw line, you can't rely on them. You can't rely on them.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting. I mean, hey, I can't get mad at that, man.
He's not worth 12 to 15 million.
So this is why I said to Diehard about a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever that Mo Bamba is one of the best fits for the Knicks. I've seen guys say Mo Bamba is like Kevin Knox. I've seen guys say, Mo Bamba doesn't have a motor and this, that, and the third. But Orlando has the number 1 pick. We know they're picking Chet because Chet is Jalen Suggs' high school teammate. That's just the fit. That's just what you're going to do. We know Mo Bamba is going to walk. We know that Mo Bamba also shoots damn near 80% from the free throw line and shoots 34% from 3 this past season.
38.
Oh, 38. Excuse me. My fault, brother. And he's from Harlem. He's from 114th and Lenox, Foster Projects. My family owns a liquor store right across the street that moved from 114th and Lenox to 113th and Lenox called Fred Wines and Liquor. That is the second longest standing Black-owned liquor store in Harlem, actually. And
how come you never said that before, man? I would have been in there. Now I'm not drinking. Now I'm stopping myself from drinking this year. Now I can't support the business. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, it is. I didn't know that seriously until my family. So if anybody who ever watched Black Ink in New York, they had a spot on 113th and Lenox where you walk down the stairs. That's where my family liquor store is at right now. We occupied that old spot. We used to be on 114th and Lenox. Mo Bamba is literally from the projects right across the street on 114th and Lenox, called Foster Projects. And I would love to have him here.
Can I tell you why I want him here?
Huh?
Over Mitchell Robinson? Why I would pick him over Mitchell Robinson?
I for me personally, he's a New Yorker.
What that got to do with basketball?
Hold on. Besides the basketball stuff, man. He's a New Yorker. It's a part of basketball stuff too, though. He's a New Yorker. Obi Toppin's from Brooklyn. These guys played AAU ball together. He knows RJ Barrett. He's already recruiting people to the New York Knicks and stuff like that. And now we getting into the basketball reasons. He's like the perfect fit, bro. Like at center. Now, he doesn't rebound a lot, and that's annoying, right? But
Bro, come on, man. Stop lying. 25 minutes per game, same amount of minutes that Mitchell Robinson get. He averages 8 rebounds, same amount of rebounds that Mitchell Robinson got. He averages 6 defensive rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds, 1.7 blocks. He shoots 38% from 3-point range right there. You see it. You know what I'm saying? The 48% from the field, that's because he shoots more threes. Half of his shots is threes. That's why his field goal percentage is low. If you look at his 2-point percentage, he shoots 56% from the 2-point range. So he's a decent shooter, a respectable NBA shooter at 56% from 2-point range. So he's a good basketball player.
Yes. And listen, man, the fit is there. I would love Mo Bamba to be on the team. And right now, what I'm looking at is, hold on, let me make sure I get this correct, is that getting the number 1 pick impacts the future of Mo Bamba. The former number 1 pick is a restricted free agent, and Orlando has until 6/29 to tender him a $10.1 million qualifying offer. The Magic have close to $29 million in cap space without Mo Bamba. So they're going to let him walk. They're going to either sign and trade him or they're going to let him walk. And
Knicks can't sign him.
Huh?
Knicks don't have the money to sign him.
No, but we can sign and trade him, or we can give him the MLE. And our total MLE right now is $11 million. And we could give him a 4-year, like $44 million, or 4-year, $40 million. Shout outs to my guy Rob on Twitter who gave me that info. I appreciate you, Rob. So we actually do have the money to give to Mo Bamba. It's all according to if Mitchell Robinson walks. So for argument's sake, Mitchell Robinson walks. Mo Bamba is my number 1 fit for here. I like Jalen Smith. He's cool and all, but it's so much to Mo Bamba that I see that can fit with us. I look at him and I think of like Brook Lopez, like a ceiling, like a ceiling that he could reach, like that. And that's just me not asking much from him. And Brook Lopez was a damn good player. Like people don't remember when he was a part of the New Jersey Nets. I don't call them the Brooklyn Nets. They're from New Jersey.
Yeah, but saying that being Brook Lopez is kind of asking a lot, because Brook Lopez was a 20-point a game scorer in this NBA.
That's true, but that's in a different NBA. So you asking that in a different
same
context.
league. It's the same league. It's the same league. It's the same league.
That's like
the same league. Basketball is still bounced the same way.
I disagree with that. That's like saying Allen Iverson was in the same league as LeBron James. He wasn't. Like it different rules. LeBron was early in the Allen Iverson years, but as it went, LeBron elevated. He changed his game to evolve the way the league adapted. Like it was a different league.
That's not Iverson's fault, though. Iverson was born at a certain age, at a certain time. That is not his fault. He still played in the NBA with very good basketball players.
That's true. That's true. And AI was one of the best. He's the 3rd best shooting guard of all time, respectfully, and one of the best NBA players of all time. But I'm just saying, man. I think Mo Bamba, just getting back to the point, I think Mo Bamba would be a great fit here. Hopefully he will want to come here, but that's just if Mitchell Robinson walks. Like if Mitchell Robinson walks and he feels disrespected, the Detroit Pistons could offer him cap space and they'll give it to him. Me, dog, I'm getting to the point where now look at a guy like Rudy Gobert in the playoffs. I'm like, I don't want a guy who could just run. Even if I love Mitchell Robinson. But
we just finished arguing like crazy about Mitchell Robinson. You're talking about you don't want a rim runner, but you just finished arguing with me to the death for Mitchell Robinson.
We did. But at the same time, who are the other options, Diehard? We got to look at it from all angles. Who's the other options? I don't want Nurkic, bro. Don't tell me Nurkic.
Why do you keep talking about Nurkic? We got an option right here, Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba's an option.
Okay, Mo Bamba, we could talk.
Right, but why you got to keep going to Nurkic? What Nurkic do to you? Nurkic, if Mitchell Robinson could be Nurkic, then that'd be good for him. But Mitchell Robinson's not even Nurkic yet.
Mitchell Robinson way younger, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the calendar when people were born, you can't hold people you can't hold it against people.
Mhm.
You know, me and DeAndre Ayton actually share the same birthday. You know what I'm saying? So should I get more money in my card because I was born before him? You know what I'm saying? Birthday is a birthday.
Oh man, Mo Bamba, DeAndre Ayton. You want to get into DeAndre Ayton? Or I mean, we can get into it, get into DeAndre Ayton too, because it was a lot of talk about him too. Besides Mo Bamba, you know, he's a great fit here if Mitchell Robinson walks. Since you brought up DeAndre Ayton, let's get into DeAndre Ayton. And there was an article, I believe that I sent it to you on Instagram. I'm gonna see if I could go to it. And that article basically was DeAndre Ayton stating that he believes he's worth a max. The Suns owner, who's notoriously cheap, and I don't know how old you people are who's watching me in Diehard right now, but I'm 32, and I remember the '05 Suns, I remember the '07 Suns, and I remember Joe Johnson being on the same team as Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, Sean Marion, and the Suns owner didn't want to pay him, and Joe Johnson walked. And I remember when the Suns didn't want to play Q Rich podcast, Knuckleheads. Shout outs to Knuckleheads. And people who say those guys going to let Josh, shout outs to Josh, man. Shout outs to my guy Josh.
Yep. Okay.
People who say the Suns is going to let Ayton walk, the Knicks should look at him. It's a good option. Now, dog, me and you spoke about this months ago. I forgot which month, and I think I found the pod that me and you spoke about it. I think it was a pod where we said different timelines. I think it's called Different Timelines if you people want to go back and look at that. But it was in February, and we spoke about a timeline where we offered up Randall and Mitchell Robinson for DeAndre Ayton, and we promoted Obi Toppin to starting forward position. So how do you feel about DeAndre Ayton? Let me get some. Now, DeAndre Ayton is a polarizing guy because, he averaged 18 and 10. That's before Chris Paul with no point guard. I don't even care about who his point guard was, right? But that's before Chris Paul. With Chris Paul, his numbers went to 14 points per game, right? And and then it went to 17 points per game. But without Chris Paul, the guy was impressive. And then the main thing that you talk about, free throws, 74% from the free throw line in his rookie year. 75% from the free throw line his second year. This is without Chris Paul. I don't want to use the context of him playing with Chris Paul is the guy that we look at. I want to use the first 2 years, and the first 2 years shows me that he's impressive. So, Ayton, he quit on his team. That's the one thing I did not like, Eru. He quit on his team. His coach told him that he quit, right? And that's the reason why he played only 17 minutes in the last playoff game that he played in. But besides the fact that I felt like he quit on his team and he wasn't playing hard, he's a great player. How you feel about Ayton and, the stats that you got up right now? And, if we can get him or not, if the Phoenix owner want to act like a real black man in the 99-cent store and say, I don't got 10 cents to pay for these chicken nuggets.
Well, I mean, I agree with Pudge. Ayton is not all that, But I mean, if you're talking about between these players here, I mean, he did average all these points, whatever. You could say whatever you want to say about that. But what stands out for this kid is that look at the free throws. He only attempted 2 free throws per game. That's atrocious, man, for somebody that averaged that much points. So that if he ever got aggressive at attacking the person in front of him, like at least get this up to 6. If he can get this free throws up to 6, how much points he gonna average? He'll average into the 20s. That's what's stopping him from being a 20-point a game scorer. Just being aggressive. I don't know if he has that in him. You want to talk about age and that type of thing. He's only he's like 23. So I mean, somebody at 23, he's got to figure it out. He's gotta like stop doing that the dances and stuff like with the point guards and stuff, and start being a man a little bit, man. You gotta get out there and attack. If you want to be a what do you call a max player, then you got to play like a max player.
That's a fact. Yeah, and my argument against Ayton was, I felt like he played soft. And I told somebody in the thread recently, like, shout out to Pudge Nice. I agree with you, Pudge. I felt like he played soft. Even when he was putting up numbers, it felt like a soft 20 and 10. Like, and that's that'd be my gripe with Julius Randle when people just bring up his 20, 10, and 5. Like, not every 20, 10, and 10 is the same. Like, 8 and 20 and 10, like, some games it's a good 20 and 10. Other games is real soft. And then another thing I don't like about him is the inconsistency. He'll give me 8 points and 13 rebounds in one game, and then the next game, the man will be being compared to David Robinson by the commentators, and he's getting 20 and 10. So it's a balance there. Like, and another thing too, my coach doesn't need to give my goddamn center a goddamn pep talk to wake his ass up every time on the sideline. That's kind of scary. And Monty Williams always gave Ayton a pep talk, and it was like, yo, big dog, like you too good to be needing pep talks all the time to get you going, for you to be aggressive. That 2 free throws per game, Diehard, 1,000% agree with you, man. That is terrible for a guy his size. Damn near 7 foot, and that's terrible. But everything else is great. And, a thing that you harped on about Mitchell Robinson earlier, defensive rebounds, Ayton gets damn near 8. So that's impressive by itself. The one,
and he still gets 3 offensive just about for his career, 3.2 for his career, offensive rebounds. So he's right there on Mitchell Robinson's heels. That's the point I was making with that.
So the one stat that is very disgusting to me, and I'm surprised you didn't bring this up yet. That is very alarming. Very alarming. 0.7 blocks, bro.
Yeah, that's no good.
0.7 blocks, bro.
He's not competing. The free throw percentage and the block shots tells you right there that he's not competing.
What the fuck is that? Excuse my language, but
he's so nice that he can get a light 16 points a game like it ain't nothing. He can get a light 10 rebounds per game like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? That he shoots well from the field, and this, that, and the other. But the free throw the free throws, the amount of free throws he takes, and just the block shots. Because 2 years ago he averaged 1.5, 1.2. Yes. What happened to get it down to 0.7?
That's disgusting. Is that on the coach? I think this is in the context of, that's not on the coach. That's on the player. That's on effort. Block shots is just effort, man. Effort and IQ and wanting. 0.7 for a guy his size, bro, that's very alarming, bro. That is disgusting.
Yeah.
So he got to up that a lot. And I know me and you got our gripes about Mitchell Robinson, but at least Mitch will give me damn near 2 blocks and a steal per game. Like, those are the little things that can help you win games. So
I know, but that 17 points per game is going to help you win too. So I mean, there's all 3 players is perfect comparison, because Mo Bamba could block shots and he could shoot the 3. He's athletic and all that stuff. Mitch Robinson, he could block shots. He's going to give you the offensive rebounds. He's athletic, whatever. But Deandre Ayton is going to be able to give you that every night scoring threat. So they all bring something. But here's the question: is anybody here worth that 12 to 15 or worth a max? You know what I'm saying? The answer, I think, for all 3 is no.
So for you is no. I think I think that's the difference. That's where we subside. Like, we part ways.
Well, if I was to choose, I would pick Mo Bamba first. I would pick Mo Bamba first just for his versatility, right? But
right, I agree.
I would take Ayton second, and then Mitch Robinson third.
Right, I agree with all that. I'm and the reason why I'm going with Mo Bamba first is because the cost. He's not going to cost much. You know, Ayton wants a max. Mo Bamba. I don't think
Mo Bamba's going to get some money, man. 1.7
he
blocks. You know, and his rebound is comparable to Mitchell Robinson. You know, plus he shoots threes. You know, and he blocks shots comparable to Mitchell Robinson. So he's gonna get money just for the simple fact that he can shoot that three.
Yes, and that's why Mo Bamba is perfectly the mid level, and the Knicks got a mid level right now for 11 million right now. So if Mitchell Robinson don't want that mid level, you offer that right to Mo Bamba. But this goes back to the almighty fourth seed. You don't cap yourself out to bums. And the Knicks need to stop doing that. It's annoying.
But Mitchell Robinson is a bum, though.
But no, Evan Fournier is a bum. Nerlens is a bum.
Mitchell Robinson is a bum too, though. Mitchell Robinson is a bum too. That's the point I'm trying to make. You know, him and Nerlens Noel put up similar numbers.
No, Nerlens suck.
Yes, and Mitchell Robinson sucks too, though.
I disagree with that. That's where we part ways. We're gonna part ways with that forever.
Mitchell Robinson shoots 48% from the free throw line, man. We can't even rely on him, man.
I mean, what you want me to? I can't rebuttal that. I know it's the truth. God damn it.
But listen, I wouldn't mind keeping Mitchell Robinson, but not for $12 to $15 million. Hell no. Like if the number was maybe 8 to 10, then I'd be like, listen, you want him? All right, 8 to 10 is not so bad because it's comparable to Nerlens Noel. Give him Nerlens Noel's contract. All right, fine. You're talking about $9 million per year. All right, I could deal with that. But 12 to 15, I'm gonna be complaining like crazy, man. If he ever got that money as a Knick.
He is worth the mid-level exemption, and my belief is that he will get better. That is my belief. I'm going to stick to that.
Yeah, mid-level exemption is not so bad. You know, it's $11 million. Okay, listen, you know, that's not so bad. But you're talking about more than that. That's no, I can't do that because a mid-level exemption is a mid-level exemption for a reason. That's like a mid-range number. So you're talking about mediocre number. That's what Mitch Robinson is. You know, Mo Bamba might be. You know, I might want to give him a little bit more, but he's about the same. Like he's about, you know, like I said, I would give Mo more. And Deandre Ayton, just based on the fact that you know, that he can score, and then there's a potential for him to give him even better in that scoring and stuff like that. You know, that's why he commands a little bit of extra money than those guys. But $30 million, I don't think neither one of any of these guys deserve that.
Now, for me, this is why I disagree with you again, is because in the context of DeAndre Ayton, if I'm paying RJ Barrett this summer and I'm paying DeAndre Ayton this summer, right, because he won a max, and I'm saying to my fans, look, I got a 22-year-old wing, I got a 23-year-old center, right, who both is on the come up, and we're going to focus on those two guys and we're going to win games. I could believe in those two guys being the main focus of my core, but at the same time, Tibbs scares me. Like at the end of the day, dog, Tibbs is scary, bro.
He is. But I mean, with a squad with DeAndre Ayton as a center, and you got RJ now as the leader, and now Obi Toppin got to be that power forward. I could trust him a little bit more with that.
But can we trust Obi? Because the spotlight on him now.
Yeah, you know, but Obi just got to do what he's been doing. He plays hard, so I can't never really get mad at Obi. You know, no matter how much I want him to do better.
What he been doing? What's your expectation? What do you mean by what he been doing? If he's the starter, I need production.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta look at his personality, you know, and also too, just like at the last few games of the year with Obi Toppin, you know, it showed what he can do. It showed what he can do. He's not gonna be able to get you 40 points every game and all that, but I mean, he showed you that he's able to get that. So I mean, you know, if he can show that he could be a starter in the NBA and give you double figures in points and, you know, get better percentages overall and contribute defensively and contribute rebounding, then I'm good with it. Then, you know, I'm good with Obi Toppin being there.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's tough, man. That center position, We damn near spent a whole hour on that center position because man, yo, that center position is tough. It's a funky position because all of the arguments against paying Mitch or paying any center rather big money is plausible. When you watching this year's playoffs, and I got I believe I had the playoffs playing on the back of my TV. A lot of these teams is going small in the fourth, bro. They're not playing centers in the fourth quarter. They're playing small. They're throwing wings out there crazy galore, and guys who could shoot the three, who could space the floor and guard multiple positions. So why the hell would you spend money on a 7-footer anyway? Right? Embiid can't get to the finals. Jokic can't get to the finals without his wings and those guys. So, the argument against it is plausible, man. It's really plausible, man.
But a team like Philly, they have the guy that everybody wants to be MVP is Embiid. They got Harden, for Christ's sake. They got the other kid, the young boy, what's his name?
Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, they got Maxey that's emerging now as a 20-point a game scorer. They still got Tobias Harris. So the excuse for them not being in the finals is on them, as is internal coaching, everything like that. They should be in the finals. They have an all-star team. They have a team where all 5 guys in the starting lineup should be in the all-star game. You know what I'm saying? They have the potential to all 5 of them be in the all-star game. So they have no excuse not being in that.
The reason why Philly will never get to a finals after watching basketball for the past 10 years, a player after 4 years in the playoffs, what they could do. It's certain things you see in certain guys, Diehard, that will never leave them. Even if you try to think they'll elevate their game to another level, it will never get there. James Harden is a guy I watched for 8 straight seasons, bro. Wet the bed in the playoffs. And in the finals, his first finals, he wet the bed in the finals versus Miami on OKC. So what the hell people thought was going to happen with Philadelphia when they got James Harden and those guys and went to the playoffs? They're never going to the finals, bro. Embiid, great center. But the harsh truth is, he's a championship number 2. He will never get to the finals as a 1. And it's sad. No, Embiid. He will never get to the
Harden there, he is the number 2.
No, that's why they'll never get to the finals. I just broke it down for you.
They won't get to the finals because of Doc Rivers, man. Doc Rivers got to figure that thing out. And also the front office, too. They got to figure that thing out, too, because maybe – there's something definitely going on there behind the scenes. Maybe the Ben Simmons thing kind of, because they were playing really good basketball in the beginning, so maybe mentally they got drained from that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of factors going on with Philly. They had a rough season, man.
I can't give them no excuses, dog. No excuses, dog.
I don't know. You give Mitchell Robinson an hour's worth of excuses, man. Jesus Christ.
Because he's still on a rookie scale deal.
Oh my God!
But he getting paid Tobias Harris money, or he getting paid Harden money, or Embiid money. He get that type of criticism.
Jeez.
When we get to that point, Diehard, we can give him that type of criticism. Tobias Harris is getting paid $180 million. The man just scored under 10 points in the elimination game. What can you do for me, Diehard?
Yeah, I know. But he got Embiid, he got Harden, and he got Maxey. All those guys dropping 20 points per game.
Nah, man. Nah, dog, I just gave it to you.
That same argument that you're giving me now, to saying that you got Embiid, you got Harden, and you got Maxey all dropping 20. No, Maxey got to drop 22, and then you just gave the argument that Mitchell Robinson, he can average 4 rebounds per game because we got quickly. That is crazy to me, man.
It's a different context. The context is Mitchell Robinson is damn near 5 years younger than Joel Embiid, 1, and 2. We don't have no goddamn superstar yet. We can't hold our players to the same standard that Philly hold their players to. Joel Embiid is a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That man is fact. He will never win a championship as his team's 1 option. It will never happen. Harden is a championship 3 option at the stage of his career right now. Maxey, I don't know what he is. He's a damn good player. But Philly is not going to win a chip as currently constructed. And
they might.
Just like I said, Randall is a championship 3 option, dog. Philly is going to be a team, just like Miami. They're going to just be winning for the sake of winning for the next few years. Now watch.
Yeah, God bless Mitch Robinson, okay? God bless him.
God bless him. God and listen, Mitch Walt, we still gonna be Knicks fans. So
I'm already already living my life without Mitch Robinson. You know what I'm saying? I done already living my life without him. You know, if he never suited up for the Knicks again, I would never care. I would never even mention his name. You know, I wanted to say Geraldine. Geraldine made the point too that when was the last time we signed somebody? You know, did we resign our own players? You know, I mean, you know, I get it, Geraldine, with that, but I mean, at the same time, like if we're gonna pay Mitch Robinson $8 million, like you said, 11 is the max, only because that's the mid-level exemption. If you give Mitch Robinson mid-level, I ain't gonna cry about it. Right. You know, but anything more than that, I'm gonna be crying every single game, man. You know, but then once you get the money, like you said, once they get that money, the gloves are off. Everything that I'm saying, you know, I'm gonna be throwing you know, water balloons at this guy every time I see him.
Listen, I wouldn't be mad at you. The only reason why I'm fighting against what you're saying about him right now is because he's not getting paid that type of money to where I need to hold him to that type of stature.
He's not getting paid at all. He's a free agent. He's not getting paid at all.
Right. So if he gets paid on the Knicks and he comes back next season with RJ Barrett, because I know RJ is going to get paid this summer. I don't want to hear about that 8-point bullshit anymore. I don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, but listen, if you're gonna keep him, because that's what I'm saying, he's a free agent. So if you're gonna keep him, we gotta pay the money. So if you're talking about keeping Mitch Robinson, that means he's paid already. You gave it to him already. In your mind, you already paid him. So if your mind you already paid him, then you gotta give him the flames. Because I'm thinking if we keeping him, that means we paid him 11 to 12, 15, whatever. We paid him more than we should have paid him if we kept Mitch Robinson. So I'm upset about that. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm upset about that.
What would make you all right? So the better question: what would make you not upset?
If he showed up with you know, better manicured armpits, you know what I'm saying? Showed up in shape, you know what I'm saying? Learned how to make a layup. Like the next video that I see of him, he should be shooting with some dude that said West 4th Street, shooting around in the park with a West 4th Street dude. Right. Come on, man.
All right. For me, Mitch, if you get paid by the Knicks, motherfucker, you better help me win 45 games next season. Because that's my minimum. I need 45 wins next season, minimum. I'm not trying to hear that whole, because if you remove the almighty 4th seed, the Knicks gotten better. We went from 21 wins to 35, 36, 37 wins. So next season, I expect 45 wins. I'm not scared of these other teams. You scared of these other teams? I don't give a fuck about this. I'm not Philly. You scared?
Well, you know,
the Hawks?
Mr. What's the name? I am Jarrell. He was here a little earlier. I think he's on Steph's show right now. But I am Jarrell. You know, we were talking about it. You know, he was just saying that you know, I lost my train of thought. What were you saying? What were you saying just now?
Oh my God, these guys here. Nah, I'm actually reading the comments right now.
Right. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. But I mean, you know, what were we talking about, Mitch?
Yep. Yeah, Mitch, and you know, contracts and stuff like that, and we still getting on the guys. We was actually talking about RJ Barrett and the guys, and if we pay them, we're going to start getting on these guys in real time. And my argument against what you're saying is just the role. If the role is what Tibbs is saying to certain people, I want you to do this, then okay, that's understandable. So I don't want you to hold Mitchell Robinson to just the defensive minded role. Maybe that's just what Tibbs is asking him. Don't hold him to that.
I know you said that a million times, but I'm gonna keep telling you that he's not the only coach that he played against, man. And he got 4 years worth of a resume to go back on.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, I guess we could get right into the calls then. So we can talk about these goddamn draft prospects, because I'm done with the center position, because there ain't no goddamn team running centers in the goddamn fourth quarter in these playoffs anyway. So it's
They don't
not
have a center. None of these teams have a center. But last year, like I said, there were plenty of 7-footers out there last year in the NBA Finals.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But this year it's different. This year is about the wings and the guards, and
then next year it might be about the centers again. Because if we make the trade for Ayton and we got Obi Toppin, if Obi Toppin can become somebody, if RJ is supposed to be who he's supposed to be, and everybody else that we have, if they start becoming who they're supposed to be, then we could be in the NBA Finals too. We're that close. If everybody comes together at the same time,
that means that RJ and Ayton. That means somebody quickly or Cam Reddish then got really good. that's all.
But it's a lot of them though. You're talking about Cam Reddish. If Cam Reddish could become like a solid rotational guy, which is not asking a lot. What's the name? Quentin Grimes. If he could do the same thing, if quickly could really be who he's supposed to be now, and then now you got Rose coming back. If Obi Toppin, like this is saying that if we traded Julius Randle and then RJ becomes to the next level, gets more clean on what he's doing, Obi Toppin goes to the next level. I mean, this is a lot of, even my man Deuce McBride. If all these guys just go to the next level, we're going to be good.
Yeah, if we trade Julius.
Yeah, that's a lot of that's a lot of ifs, man.
That's asking a lot, man. But this draft, I'm glad we talked about the center position, because if Mitch walks, the Knicks gonna have a hole at the center position. And me personally, I don't want the Knicks to. Now I'm at the point. I don't want us to draft a big with that spot. I want us to draft a wing. I feel like any big that is drafted under Tibbs, he's not going to play much. And a wing can help us, like, right now. For example, you see in the Celtics is running so many wings out there. You're seeing Miami. They're running so many wings out there. And maybe we need some more wing help than center help. And also Tibbs, let's be real. If Mitchell Robinson walks, even if we're talking about Mo Bamba, the Knicks could be like, man, we got Nerlens Noel for another season. so
I think they're already banking on that already.
Yo, they banking on that. May God bless them.
Because he's on the he's paid already, so it's not like the Knicks are in dire need of signing somebody. They already signed somebody, so I mean they could just go to war with that guy,
Yeah,
with the guy they already have on the roster.
Yeah,
it's not a good idea, but I mean still.
Yeah. So the Knicks got a lot of options at drafting. Hopefully Cam Reddish can give us a spark, because he is a tall wing. He is 6'8" without shoes on. 7'1" wingspan. But it's a lot of other wings that's in his draft. So now let me pull up the draft, and Golden State and Dallas is tied 16-16 right now.
Well, the draft is up there for everyone to see there. We got the NBA draft.net. So if you're talking about wings, right? There's a lot of wings there, but if we draft, let's say, one guy I want to say that just definitely moved up on my board, and it seemed like NBA draft.net's board too. This Benedict Mathurin got dude. I kind of like him a lot. Now he's starting because I'm all I'm doing is watching videos now. Everybody's doing that, so I mean he moved up on me. So if we draft him, let's say if we were lucky enough to draft him at 11 or whatever we do, right? Where does Quentin Grimes play? Where does how does Cam Reddish fit into that equation? What happens if Burks is still on the roster? How do we Fournier is here, so we got this draft pick now. So how does this guy fit in the equation? If you talk about Tom Thibodeau, like we always are, Tom Thibodeau gonna make Mathurin like a G League All-Star next year.
You gotta trade Evan and Burks, man. You gotta get both of them on. Cause what do you need them for?
You need wings, though. You said you need wings. So I mean, if we draft another wing,
young wings,
huh?
Young wings. We need young wings. We don't need those.
We just need productive wings. We don't necessarily need, like I said, the age thing for you is crazy, man. We don't necessarily need young wings. We just need young talented wings. We just need talented wings.
Talented wings.
Right.
Forget the young. Talented wings. We need talented wings. And Evan Fournier, Alec Burks. You remove those two. Elevate Quentin Grimes. You know he's playing next season, right? So that's already. Tibbs is the coach. Grimes is going to play next season. Reddish is going to play off rip. And I believe Reddish is going to play because of management. It's like you don't trade a first round pick for a guy and you don't see if the guy tries to pan out. Like, that is stupid. That is malpractice. So I think Reddish is going to play. So if you remove Alec Burks and Evan Fournier off the roster, now you can say, okay, we need another wing. In that situation, I would try to get Benedict McDermott. I would love to see what the Knicks do before the draft, though. See what news come out. See if they'll keep Mitchell Robinson. See if they'll keep Alec Burks and all those guys. I did see a report, though, that said everybody's on the table on draft night. I think it was on Instagram that the Knicks was talking, but
yeah, man. But listen, if we trade Burks, right, and we trade Fournier, players are gonna come back.
That's true.
Players are gonna come back.
That's true. Like Quentin Grimes and but if players come back, I would love for them. I would love for the players that we have coming back to come back. It's not a problem with that.
No, I'm saying if we trade Fournier, we can't trade him for a bag of food stamps. We're gonna trade him for bodies. Contracts are gonna come back. Burks makes 9. Fournier makes 17. That's a lot of money. You talking? That's $27 million gone. That's another Julius Randle right there worth of money that's gone. So that's not gonna come back all like a salary dump. We're not gonna trade him for salary.
So my rebuttal for that is trade exemptions. Trade exemptions and the amount of draft capital that the Knicks have right now. And those contracts that we are talking about is expiring. So going in the next season, those contracts will be contracts that you can get off of after next season.
I know, but trade exemptions, are you trading a valuable trade exemption for Alec Burks?
It depends on what I'm getting back. And also, what's the reason? Am I trading? I don't want to just trade people just to trade people. That's always been.
No, I'm saying for the other team. Let's say I don't know. Like, doesn't Detroit have somebody has a trade exemption? Indiana.
A lot of teams do.
Okay, so if they have a trade exemption that they can use on a player, why would they say, you know what, Alec Burks, that's the guy I want?
Because maybe they need to bolster their bench.
I don't know about that.
See, yo, that's funny that I can't. You know why I'm not gonna fight against that? Because that's what I be telling other people when they be telling me that the Knicks could make trades and the Knicks could get off of these contracts. Okay. So who the fuck want Alec Burks? And then when I ask them like who want Alec Burks, it'd be like, yo,
no, but you're talking about the trade exemption. If Alec Burks can be traded, he could be traded, but not for a trade exemption. Nobody's going to say, "Hey, let me get Alex Burke."
So real quick, a trade exemption is only for that season. So if you got a trade exemption, you lose it. You have to have a trade exemption operating above the cap. You can't have a trade exemption operating under the cap. So right. you would have to use it. So you would use a trade exemption to get a player from another team that can help your bench or something. That's the usefulness of a trade exemption. Portland got a $20 million trade exemption and a $6 million trade exemption. So I'm pretty sure they're going to use both and operate above the cap in order to get Damian Lillard help.
I don't know. I don't know about them trading us a trade exemption for Alec Burke, because they got Alec Burks on their roster already. Whoever. Alec Burks, you can get somebody like that for the scrap heap, man.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, we got a phone caller calling in from the 908 area code. So we're gonna see if this is gonna work for us here. Come on, man.
And
hey, what's up? This is Diehard podcast. What we got on the line?
Hey, man, it's Dope Videos. How y'all doing?
Cool, man. What's going on? Where you calling from, man? You calling from Jersey?
Yeah, Jersey. I'm in Jersey, man.
All right, cool, man. Good to hear from you. You can hear both of us. You can hear me. You can hear State.
Yeah, State. You mind speaking just so I can make sure?
Hey, what's up, Brody?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
All right, man.
I'm good, man.
Word. Y'all trying to talk some draft real quick?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
Talk.
Word. What do you guys want to start with? Wings? You guys got any questions? Or
So I guess I'll start off first. If in the event that Mitchell Robinson walks, right, and you see that the interviews that the Knicks are having, who you think is the best option at the Knicks if we stay at 11? And you know me, Stop Videos. I want the Knicks to pick a wing or a guy who can play on ball, off ball, who can do multiple things. So who you think is the best option for the Knicks? And then also is it, as far as bigs is concerned, who is the best big fit for the Knicks if you're not going to say that they should pick a wing originally with the 11th pick?
All right. So when it comes to wings, so I'm going to say, let's just assume the top 5 are off the boards. That would be, of course, Paulo Banchero, Jabari Smith, Chet Holmgren, Shaden Sharp, Jaden Ivey. Let's assume those 5 are off the board. I would probably say our best go-to right now would probably be, in my opinion, Benedict Mathurin. He's got the, in my opinion, highest floor and ceiling of any of the guys left. If he hits his absolute ceiling, I think he can be a Jaylen Brown type of player. He's pretty strong, very athletic. I've been following him since he was in high school. I really value developmental trajectory. So let's say there's one guy that's been really, really good since he was in 8th grade, but he hasn't got much better going into first year of college. Well, let's say there's another guy who started playing basketball in, let's say, junior year, and he was terrible junior year, but now he's at the same level of the other guy as he is in his freshman year, but he's been playing ball since he was 6, and he's been amazing since he was in 8th grade. I'm always going to take the guy who's been playing basketball for less. And from a little bit of research I did, it sounds like Benedict, he was living out in Canada for a while. He didn't really have the best coaching staff with him. And not only that, but you can see just from his first year in Arizona to his second year, he took a major leap, especially in isolation scoring terms. So that's probably why I would go with him, just because, number one, we need somebody with a high ceiling. We need star power and bad. We need another wing. I love Cam, but you can never have too many wings with superstar upside. We need another wing besides RJ, man, who can really hit for us and really get us, another all-star next to him going forward. So I think he's probably our best chance at that, assuming those top 5 guys are on the board. I mean, he's got a great three-point shot. His mechanics are great. He's got a lean body and broad shoulders, so he should be able to put on weight in the NBA. I think if he adds around another 10 to 15 pounds of muscle in the NBA, he should be able to play some of the time at the 3. Very good rebounder for the shooting guard position at the moment. And to me, he doesn't really have many glaring weaknesses, and all the advanced stats love him, man. And even last year, when he was more so a catch and shoot guy, he was very efficient in that role. But this year, he ended up becoming a off the dribble scorer for them and a go-to guy, and he was extremely efficient in that role as well. So to me, it shows he's versatile. And not only that, but from watching his interview, he seems like a really smart kid, and I take that in. I value that a lot. If you're a very smart kid, if you seem like somebody who wants to work hard, I value that very highly. Of course, I can't actually interview the guys. So, yeah, I go with Benedict Mathurin, probably be my go-to guy at 11 if he's still there.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. It sounds like porn, Nick porn, just now. all that talk there.
Man. I try.
Yeah, man. Well, also too with him, he has a confidence to him too, man. So I believe it when he's playing hard and he's scoring and doing everything that he's doing. I believe it because just his energy that he gives off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you saw it. I think the other day he had an interview. I didn't actually see the actual interview itself, but I did read. Apparently, he thought they would be if not the best player, one of the top 5 players in the world in like the next 5 years or something like that. So he's got extreme confidence in himself. And not only that, but he's also extremely intelligent from what I've heard from him. So those two factors combined usually create a very good player. There's a study done actually on NBA All-Stars, and then they had a study based on IQ of the All-Stars compared to the just regular players, and the players who were All-Stars had a much higher IQ than the average player. And not only that, they're also much more charismatic. So if you watch guys who are All-Stars, most of them are very, very smart human beings, very, very charismatic. They work hard. They know who they are. They're confident in who they are. And I see that at Benedict a lot, too.
No doubt, man. Good stuff. What you got on that State?
Nah, I'm actually trying to look up some stuff about him, actually. See, me, I've always been a guy that I was kind of mad that we didn't make the playoffs this year. And I always say this, so we shouldn't even be having these talks. But, I'm just over here trying to see, what can he do well and what he can do well. The one thing I do see that is he will be playing with RJ Barrett in the Canadian Olympics soon. And he already had played with RJ Barrett in the Canadian Olympics. I think the U under.
Yeah, they played together a good amount. I heard they practiced too a little, by the way.
Yeah, so it's a little chemistry there. 6'6" guard. Average 17.7 points, 5.6 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Let's see. I would love for us to draft him. It's my only thing is the coach. Will Tibbs play the guy? I'm not interested in the whole Evan Fournier and Alec Burks experience no more. Like I said to Diehard like 10 minutes ago. I'm good on that.
Me neither.
Can he play this guy? But the second question, you didn't answer the second question though. So the second question was, the first question, I had a second question with it, whatever. If the Knicks wanted to pick a big guy, a center or a power forward, who's the best big man on the board for the Knicks if they stay at 11?
So if they stay at 11, so I'm going to assume that means Chet, Jabari, and Paolo are all on the board.
And this also means that Mitchell Robinson is walking.
Okay. All right. So Mitch would be walking. So you're looking for somebody that's like a power forward / center, not a small forward / power forward or something like that. You're looking for a big man.
Yeah. Just straight power center. Who's the best person on your board for the Knicks right now?
Yeah. So like I said, assuming Paolo, Chet, and Jabari are off the board, it really depends what you're looking for, man. If you're looking for somebody with a high floor, I'd probably go Mark Williams. He's got the highest floor in the draft. And not only that, but he had a really high free throw percentage this year. It increased a lot. I was watching him over at the Combine shoot, and he was draining some threes. The form looked really good. It looks like he's on a trajectory to become a shooting big. He's got I think it was a 9'9" standing reach, which is just absolutely insane. Like that's bigger than like Rudy Gobert. He's got a ridiculous standing reach. So if you're going floor, let's say, I'd say his floor is I would say it's probably like a mixture of like between Mitch and Mo Bamba is probably his floor, like in between those two. And but I would say his ceiling is probably a little bit lower than somebody like a Jalen Duren, who he has a lot more question marks. But if he hits, he'll hit pretty big. I think he's kind of if he hits and he hits his ceiling, I can kind of see him being a bigger Bam Adebayo, if you get what I mean by that.
Yeah.
So he showed some passing chops in high school, from what I saw. My biggest problem with him though is actually to say two things. Two biggest problems with him is his free throw percentage is pretty awful. I believe it was in the 50s. It was sub 60%. It was pretty bad. So that always worries me because I know a lot of scouts say that apparently free throw percentage is a better indicator of shooting when going to the NBA than 3-point percentage based on some kind of statistics. And his free throw percentage was pretty bad. And another thing is his handles really aren't there. He's not somebody that can. Like if you watch Bam Adebayo when he was in high school, you'll see a lot of highlights of him like taking the ball up the court and showing some of that versatility that he now shows in the NBA. In high school, he didn't really show it much in Kentucky, but in high school he did. Whereas Jalen, he didn't really show it off much. But at the same time, Jalen was a man amongst boys. I mean, he was huge compared to these guys. He was dunking on everybody. So at the same time, you really need to use his handle. You just give him the low post. It's a bucket every time in high school. So that's the thing with him. I would say he's got the highest ceiling. So if you're just going for like ceiling, like let's get the highest ceiling big man, assuming the big three big men of Jabari, Paolo, and Cheddar off the board. I'd probably say he's your best shot in terms of ceiling. So if you just want somebody with a high floor that you know is going to be a really good center and a good rookie contract, I would probably go Mark Williams.
How you feel about Tyree Easton from, I believe, LSU? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yep. I love Tari. I actually like him a lot. The reason I didn't mention him is because he's kind of more of like a small forward, power forward. I can't really see him playing center unless you want to go like really, really small ball. Like you'd have to kind of do like, I think if you want to use him as like a center, you have to kind of do what the Raptors do. Like he reminds me a lot of this guy. I mean, you guys of course know him, Pascal Siakam. He reminds me a lot of him when I watch him. Like when I watch him, it's like first time I saw him, it's exactly what I saw is Pascal Siakam. So if you guys are cool with a Pascal Siakam type guy at center, who's, you know, maybe not going to be the best rim protector, but he's very good at on-ball defense, but he's definitely got ADHD or something, man, because there's so many times where I'll see him, let's say, for example, he's defending the guy, he's doing great, the guy passes the ball, he'll follow the ball a lot with his eyes, and then the guy will cut and beat him backdoor. He gets backdoored a ton. So that's why it's kind of like RJ's issue when he came in the league. Tries really hard, but the problem is his attention span. It's not great off ball.
The NBA Draft.net. Yeah, NBA Draft.net is comparing him to Marcus Morris. You know, I kind of see that body wise, really with Tyree Easton.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. I think he's probably a little bit less of a shooter. Although I will say, to be fair, Marcus wasn't really this much of a shooter when he was in college.
Right.
But I would say he's probably not as good of a shooter, but I think he's also a better athlete than Marcus is. So it's kind of like a mixture of, like, I can kind of see that. I would say he's probably more of like a mixture of Marcus Morris and Pascal Siakam. Like those two combined into one player, that's probably what you get at Tyree Easton.
Question. Let's say the Knicks go unconventional and they say, hey, we want to get Jaden Hardy. Do you think Jaden Hardy would be a good pick at 11?
So let me read you guys my scouting report here, and you guys can kind of be the judge of that. Where the hell do I have him? Okay, so Jaden Hardy. I currently have him in the high-level bench player potential tier, which is like tier 4. So I currently kind of see him as a 6-man of the year kind of guy. I'm trying to think of a good comparison for him. Maybe like a CJ McCollum light, or maybe like a Tyrese Maxey type. So that's just like ceiling those. But here's the thing: though. His floor is extremely low. His IQ is extremely low. He takes a lot of bad shots, like a lot. First half of the year, he was atrocious. A lot of people that are like scouts weren't even having him in like their top 30. Like they're taking him out there saying he's a 2nd-round prospect because he was awful in the first half, man. He was like really, that was like some of the worst basketball I've ever seen. Like he was like imagine Julius Randle, how bad he was this season times like 5. That's how bad he was this first half of the season. He's a huge ball hog, but he also does have some shot creating ability. He's got some burst to him. He's a little short. I think he's only 6'4", which is why a lot of people were thinking preseason why he was so high, because a lot of people thought he had more playmaking chops than he showed this year. I believe he averaged more turnovers than assists, which if you're a guard, it's not a good look. So if you want to take him, he's kind of more of a swing for the fences guy, but I think the chances he hits his ceiling are pretty low. I think chances are he'll be a very good bench scorer. But I think chances are he probably won't be the star that a lot of people think he is, just because he has so many glaring weaknesses, and they're just so big, I don't think he can overcome them.
NBA Draft.net, they got him compared to Buddy Hield. That pretty sounds like Brother Hill to me with the way you described him.
Yeah, definitely. I could definitely see, but that's actually a pretty good comparison. I like that one.
Well, one guy I want to throw at you too. This is he's actually an older player. This is somebody that I think the Knicks probably will pick at a number 11, and they actually on NBA Draft.net they actually have him the Knicks picking him. No, well, he's picked ahead at Washington. It's that Ochi Agabaji. I can't get his name. I never can get his name.
Okay, Ochai Agbaji. Yeah.
Right. What do you think about that guy?
So he's kind of more of a shooting guard, small forward, another wing guy. Really, really athletic. I like that about him. His shooting improved a lot. His ball handling improved a lot over the offseason. He's jumped in on a lot of people's boards. I'd say his ceiling is kind of like a Mikal Bridges type. Very athletic, great cutter, great shooter, can do some creation. Not like you can't be, of course, like the main guy in your offense, but if he's like a fourth option defensive stopper guy, I think he could do really well in that role from day one because he's already like 22. So I don't think he's got as high of an upside as a lot of these kids do. But his floor, I think, is very undervalued at the moment, and he could be a good player in the NBA.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. NBA Draft.net, they got him Desmond Bane and Kalina Asabuki. That's basically it. Mediocre, run-of-the-mill kind of guy, like everyday kind of player. He's older too, 22 years old. That's something that's really he's probably gonna fall because of that.
So
they'll probably get picked late lottery, probably somewhere around like 13 to 20, I'd say.
Yeah.
So is there any player that the Knicks could pick at 11, or even if the Knicks don't pick him, that said player between 10 and 20 is going to become an all-star within the next 4 years? Because there's always a player like that.
Give me 1 second. Let me see who's on my board right now. I got Jalen Duren, Ty Washington. No.
And also, hold on, another guy too that I seen the Knicks. A lot of people mock the Knicks too is Dyson Daniels, and Dyson Daniels. We all knew he grew to 6'8". He's 6'7.5" without shoes. We know he says that he's a point guard. How do you feel about Dyson Daniels and his potential being picked at 11 for the Knicks?
So I think Dyson Daniels is somebody that has a very good basketball IQ, especially for somebody with his build. He should be able to play both the shooting guard and point guard positions in spurts on the next level at a pretty good clip. And here's the thing: you got to remember he's playing with Jaden Hardy, and he's also playing with Scoot Henderson, who are both very ball dominant. I mean, I would say he was like the fourth option on that team, maybe even the fifth. When it comes just to like how much he had the ball in his hand. So while a lot of people see, he only has to average 5 assists, that's all right. But what a lot of people don't realize is that he did that off ball for most of the year. So I think that makes it a lot more impressive because if I think he was their actual point guard on ball guy, he could easily average somewhere around like 8-9 assists per 36 minutes. So I like him a lot as a playmaker. I think he kind of be like the wing version of a Draymond Green. I think he's probably the best guard defender in this draft at the moment. He's great at posting up on smaller mismatches. Solid athlete. It's weird. For some reason in the game, he doesn't look like a solid athlete, but in the combine, which I'm not really a big guy on combine stats, but in the combine, I know he did the best in the drill and all the shuttle stuff. So he for some reason at combine is extremely athletic, but when you watch it in the game, he seems to play at his own pace, a little slower. So I'm a little worried about his handles when it comes to that. But the good thing is, if he is a good combine guy and he's good without the ball in his hands, he can make his handles better. He could be a much better athlete. I can kind of see him being like a Jimmy Butler type of guy. Not only that, but he's also, like I said before, very good at finding mismatches and exploiting them. He's a very good rebounder for a guard. He's got a great steals percentage, block percentage, which shows very good grit. And he's usually a good indicator for guard success in the league. And he has a pretty solid three-point attempt rate and a good free throw percentage. So I think his three-point percentage when he was in the G League isn't representative of what he actually was as a shooter. When you see the volume and when you see the free throw percentage, so I think he'll probably be like a 32 to 36% shooter in the league on, let's say, like 3 to 4 threes per game shot. If he shoots, like, let's say, don't know, 12, 14 shots a game. Probably like 25% of his shots in the league will be from 3. But like I said, needs to tighten the handle a lot. His shot IQ needs to improve. He needs to find some go-to moves for when he's not within 8 feet of the hoop in isolation. Confidence level on his jumper was kind of on and off throughout the season. He has a low free throw attempt rate, which kind of scares him, especially if you're a guard, even though, to be fair, he's a big guard, but that might actually make it scarier now to think about it. Because you want your guard attacking the paint, and you want him not afraid of contact, and his low free throw attempt rate, I can't say. I've only watched like 4 G League games, so maybe the refs were just giving him a hard time because, like, he's younger, giving him the rookie treatment. But at the same time, he did have a really low free throw rate, so that kind of scares me a little.
Question. I got a question for you. I got a question for you. So, did Josh Giddey have these same deficiencies? Because when I watched Josh Giddey, that was also a guy like I wanted on the Knicks, but was Josh Giddey a guy like he had these same deficiencies as Dyson Daniels?
So Josh Giddey, I think, is a better playmaker. He's a good amount taller. He might be a little craftier of a finisher. He's got, obviously, I'd say Dyson has a much better post-up game when it comes to in the paint, but when it comes to just drives in general, not like posting up smaller mismatches, anything like that, I think Giddey's got on top there. But I do think Dyson is actually going to come out as a better shooter. Giddey might be a slightly better one off the dribble, but I think off the catch, Dyson will be the better shooter. And the difference between those two is I think offensively, outside of playmaking, Dyson also knows his role better. I think Giddey still kind of thinks he thinks he's like a superstar in the making when it comes to shot creating, which he's an amazing playmaker. But I would say shot creating wise, he's not quite on Dyson's level yet. And I think Dyson also knows he's not really the greatest shot creator, whereas Josh doesn't really know that yet.
But don't you think after this season Josh Giddey just had, you don't think he could become like that all-star level type of guard?
Oh, no, I definitely do. I definitely do think he can be that. I'm just speaking on at the current moment right now where I think he's at. If we're talking future-wise, yeah, he can definitely be an all-star one day. He really needs to work on his jumper, but if he can work on his jumper, he's already got great finishing touch. And, yeah, I think he's a jumper away from being an all-star, but like a really good jumper. But I think if he can get a pretty, like, above-average jumper, he'll definitely be an all-star, yeah.
Right.
Well, I'll throw a name out there just as a comparison for Dyson, just to get back to Dyson Daniels. Sean Livingston. What do you think about Sean Livingston as a comparison?
Love Sean Livingston.
I can kind of see that. Sean, I would say, is more so of a mid-range shooter, whereas I'd say Dyson, he tries to get into the paint a lot, post up smaller mismatches. I would say he's kind of more so of like, I'd say he's like a mixture of Draymond Green and Sean Livingston. He's a little stronger than Sean. Sean might have been a little more bursty with the ball in his hands, but yeah, I'd say he's probably a mixture between the two. I don't really know if he's a pure point guard or if he's like a connector, kind of like a Draymond is. And don't get me wrong, Draymond is an elite. Like, he might be the best connector in the NBA.
Yeah.
But I would say, yeah, he's kind of more so like in between those two. If you could like combine Draymond and Sean Livingston into a player, it'd probably be Dyson Daniels.
How about Jalen Rose? That's another guy that when I look at him, like physically, he kind of reminds me of Jalen Rose, because Jalen Rose started off as more of a facilitator, then he graduated into that 20-point a game score for a little while. You know, what do you think about that one?
Yeah, I can kind of see that. They got similar bodies. They're both, like you said, they both came out as playmakers and are evolving as scorers. So I can kind of see that. I'd say it mostly relies on where it comes to the jump shooter, but I'd say he's a better defender than Jalen Rose was at the same age. And I'd say that he's got a higher upside than Jalen did. I think he's a slightly better defender than Jalen. And Jalen was a solid defender, no doubt. But I think Dyson can be like all NBA defense, all NBA defense type of guy. And I also think eventually he should be able to guard 1 through 4 and also play 1 through 4. If he's 6'7.5" right now and maybe 6'8", if he can grow to like 6'9", I see no reason he shouldn't be able to play point guard, shooting guard, small forward, or power forward for you, which, yeah, of course, would be huge.
That sounds like a Tibbs favorite right there. I got him on the screen there right now, Mr. Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, I could definitely see him loving him. I can't lie.
Oh man, yeah, I like to hear you talk basketball, man. I didn't know you was spitting flames like that, man. You know, we got to get you on here more often.
Hey man, just let me know. I'm on Twitter at Kemba's Home right now. I should say Stupid Videos when you look it up. And yeah, just at me, I'll come over whenever you guys are on. I usually try to jump on, see if you guys are doing any call-in, see if the little call-in number is at the bottom. So next time I see that, I'll definitely call in too. Or just, like I said, give me a heads up on Twitter. And yeah, I'll be game. Just let me know when.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You got anything else you want to throw at him, Mr. State?
So I see right here, Jeremy Sokan, whatever his name is.
Yep.
Tell us about him.
The Polish Destroyer, man.
Yeah, he plays extremely hard. I would say he's possibly it's between him and Dyson, in my opinion, for the best wing defender in the entire draft. He's got a really high upside. He's fairly skilled for someone 6'9". I mean, in today's NBA, a lot of big men that are playing the 5 are around 6'9", 6'10". So I think he should be able to play the power forward and possibly even a little bit of small ball center down the line, of course, once he strengthens up. But he's also got an over 7-foot wingspan. He's got solid footwork inside the paint. His touch seems to be better than expected for somebody with his free throw percentage and 3-point percentage, which leads to questions on if his 3-point percentage is fixable and if his free throw percentage is fixable. He averaged over 9 rebounds per 36, which is extremely solid for a forward per 36 minutes. He will have just turned 19 I believe it was May 20th. Yeah, so about 4 days ago, he just turned 19, so he's still extremely young. He averaged 1.0 blocks and 1.8 steals per 36, which shows he's has very good athleticism, length, timing, IQ, and hand-eye coordination. And he also had a great 2-point percentage of 59%, which, I mean, the Knicks, we need finishers and badly at the basket. So he could definitely be a very great cutter and finisher for us. So I definitely see some value in him. But the only problems I would say with him are he's still fairly raw. He needs to be more assertive offensively. He had a 59% free throw percentage and 30% three-point percentage, which is obviously not the greatest of signs for his long-term shooting ability. I'd say his form and mechanics when it comes to shooting free throws looks a little different between the two of them. And, yeah, I'd say he's also a type of foul drawn and can be a little bit mechanical, kind of like an RJ. He's not very he's not smooth. He's not like a Paul George or Tracy McGrady type. He's more of an RJ type, where he's very mechanical, but he can get to his spots and make it work to the point that it doesn't really matter much. And I'd say his upside's pretty high. I mean, he's somebody, if he turns into like a Kawhi Leonard light, I wouldn't be surprised. Or if he turns into a complete bust and is at the league in like 3 years, I also wouldn't be surprised. Right. So he's got a range of outcomes. He's definitely a swing for the fences type of guy, in my opinion.
They got him compared to Kyle Kuzma in NBA Draft.net.
I'd probably compare him, if I'm just talking like median outcome, like not floor, not ceiling, just like median outcome. I'd probably go like Robert Covington. That'd probably be my comp if we're just talking median outcome, not talking ceiling, not talking floor. I'd say Robert Covington.
But as far as the Knicks, though, he's 6'9", 230. He's projected as a power forward right now. You know, he can also develop skills later on down the line. But right now, we got Julius Randle and we got Obi. So I mean, SoCam is very similar to Obi, you know, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I would say he's pretty similar to Cam Reddish as well. He's got a better motor than Cam, but he's also not as talented and smooth as Cam. So I think the two of them be a little bit redundant. I think he's a better defender than Cam, but I also think offensively, Cam may have a lower percent chance of hitting his ceiling, but I also do think that Cam's ceiling is extremely high. And I don't want to get somebody, how do I put it? I don't want to get somebody that I know is going to block out Cam if we end up keeping Randall, Burks, Fournier, all those, you know, guys. Which hopefully we don't do. Hopefully we can get most of them off the team. At worst, like, I don't know, keep Derrick Rose and Taj, keep them on the bench. But yeah, I'd probably say I wouldn't mind him, but what scares me is he may take Cam's spot if we don't move him enough veterans.
Right. I agree with you, man. Good stuff. So I got some two last questions for me. Like who would you want to pick at a number 11, or who would you want to focus on in the first round for our pick number 11 or whatever? And then the second half would be like, what would be your like second round steal that you would try to go for?
So to answer your first question at 11,
I don't know what just happened, but my God, dog.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's a tough decision. There's so many guys out here, man. I of course, I think personally, him and RJ could work really, really well. I think it could be kind of like a Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum type of thing. Obviously not to that level, and of course they're very different. I think RJ and Malachi both comp closer to Jaylen Brown than either of them comp to Tatum. But I can kind of see it being a very dynamic wing duo, and I can kind of see where, let's say, like Cam and IQ come off the bench, and that's just like a giant spark for us, and they're not giving us much worse production than those two. And I think it'd be pretty dynamic if we got Malachi in here and he turns into an all-star next to RJ. Then we have those two and Cam and IQ coming off the bench. That could be deadly, especially at the guard and wing positions.
That's awesome, man. Malachi is a guy that I'm looking at. There's so many wings. I feel like, you know, we could probably do well drafting any of these guys, but they're so close. You know, in my opinion, as far as like their projection or just their ceiling and their floor.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what to do, man. It's almost like playing Russian roulette, or not Russian roulette, but just playing like roulette. You know,
this is one of those drafts where, fellas, it's going to be this is one of those drafts 2 years from now. It's going to be who picked the wrong wing. This is going to be one of those drafts. I already see it now because it's going to be a wing from this draft where nobody knew and be like, damn, he's damn near he's an all-star now. And the other wing is going to be a bust. I already see it now. We're going to give it 2 years.
Definitely. That's why I like Malachi and Ben so much. I think those two are perfect. And the thing I like about Malachi, too, is I think we can move back again. I think if we want to move back, get an extra first for next year, so we can move up in next year's draft. And the next year's draft is just absolutely stacked.
Yeah.
I mean, Victor is just he is stud among studs. Same with Scoot Henderson. Both of them are playing against pros at like 17. They're just amazing. They're just so good for their age, and I can't imagine what they're going to end up doing next year. So, I mean, if you could, and not only that, there's like a bunch of guys in high school who also look like studs. There's this one guy who reminds me a lot of like Evan Mobley. I forget his name off the top of my head. I'm going to do more research on the next draft class soon. But yeah, if we can move back, get Malachi and a future first, we can use that to move up with a Mavs pick. I can see that benefiting us a lot come next year's draft, where we can get a real difference maker if we're not able to move into the top 5 of this draft.
Yeah, I just my bad state. I just put up I put the 2013 draft here just to take a quick blink. There's a lot of talent there, man. It's like unbelievable. High school and freshman college guys.
If the Knicks, I'm gonna say this to both of you guys. If the Knicks is in the lottery in 2023, something horrific happened next season. I'm telling y'all that right now. Right now.
Hey, man, I don't want to be there either. I'm just trying to be realistic right now, knowing that a lot of these vets are coming back and Tibbs is coming back. I'm just trying to be realistic.
Can I be realistic?
Never know.
Can I be realistic with you while you're on the phone right now?
Yeah, go for it, man. So,
for me, when I watch the playoffs, the Knicks is still 2 years away from being 2 years away. And what do you think is the best option for the Knicks? Is it to just play kids next season? Because the 2023 draft, it got high schoolers and it got college players. Or do you think they should like try to go for it and go to the playoffs and try to do what they can do to change the image or the culture?
I'm personally going all kids, bro. Next year, I'm trying to get all the vets out of here. Maybe leave a couple. Maybe leave a Derrick Rose. Make him like a 6-man type coming off the bench, a bench leader. Maybe leave Taj, so you help the centers out, the big men out with their footwork, and don't really play them much. Because what we really need right now is we need another superstar, and we need to find out quickly if anybody on our roster has that type of upside. We play Cam next year, 25, 30 minutes per game. Is he going to be able to show enough potential that we think we can keep him and he'll bloom into an all-star one day? If we have IQ, can he turn into a starting point guard one day or even a starting shooting guard one day? And can he hold up defensively against shooting guards for an entire year as a starter? I have a lot of questions with kids. Where does RJ end up? What is his leap next year? So I think next year is a very big evaluation year, so I'd probably rather play the kids and just end up where we do in the draft, just so we know where we are.
After looking at that draft, I just put it up there for next year. I kind of agree with that. We were just arguing for like an hour about the census and stuff. So I mean, like getting like a Mo Bamba. I think we lost. We just lost my man here. Stupid videos. But that whole Aiden thing, just trading just for the simple fact that we get a little bit younger, and then we can just take a step back with the timeline a little bit, and then look forward to next year. If we lose again and we be in the lottery, it's a whole different draft, man.
Man, listen, I'm not thinking lottery next season for 2023. I'm thinking playoffs.
Yeah.
So if we are in the lottery next season, which is possible because Tibbs is a 64-year-old going on 65, and he's a madman. And it is possible that the Knicks can run it back next season. And would I be surprised if we are the 12th, 13th seed in the Eastern Conference? No, I wouldn't be surprised. The only things that would make me surprised is if the Knicks don't trade Randall, if RJ don't become an all-star next season, is if we are in the lottery next season. Those three things right there would surprise the hell out of me. After what you just seen this offseason, and you've been conservative. Literally, me and you've been talking about the Knicks past 4 years. Last 2 years with Leon Rose, the man been sitting on his caboose. He's been chilling. Chilling. He chilled after almighty 4th seed, and rightfully so, right? You got the 4th seed. You won many games. But then, you can't chill no more. So this is the offseason where I'm looking at him like, and I'm hearing Stop Videos and we talking about the 11th pick. I don't even want the 11th pick. The fuck? How are you not trading up? That's madness how Leon Rose, how are you not trading up? You can't get 6? I seen a team trade back from 6 to 11 in a draft recently, the Cam Johnson draft. So we can't get 6. You just going to stay at 11? So you just going to be lazy again. Lazy Leon Rose. Come on, man. He got to stop his bullshit. He got to stop that, man. It's nonsense, man. Dog is nonsense, man.
It is nonsense. I just want to make sure we give him proper praise there, man. That was some stop videos.
Yeah.
Let me get his Twitter up so everybody can know who that was, given all that draft info.
Yes,
this is him here. This is his avatar, Mr. Stop Videos, man. He gave us good content, man. I really appreciate the call. Like I said, we're gonna be calling on you a lot, man. You gave us a lot of good insight, and there's a couple more questions that now is coming to mind that I want to ask you, but we'll get you on another time. We could chop it up, definitely.
So
yeah, man.
I'm our coach. It's so many questions that the Knicks need to answer. They're going to answer a question within the next 6 days, though. That question is that Mitchell Robinson question. And shout outs to Stop Videos. Go follow my guy, Stop Videos.
I'm going to follow him, too, because I don't know why I'm not following him. I thought I was following him. There you go. I'm following him now. My bad.
And we going to see that Mitchell Robinson question. And once that Mitchell Robinson question get answered, then I can know a lot of things about the Knicks, because I really want the Knicks to, trade up. I'm not interested in drafting at 11. If we draft at 11, it's stupid.
But who are we trading up, though? If we trading up, who are we looking at to trade up,
Somebody going 4 to 7. Portland don't need the 7th pick, man. They don't need that.
But you got to send me a player. You tell me who would you like to go for that we're going to go through the trouble to move up.
If Jaden Ivey just falls back to 7, God willing, you got to trade up to go get him, man. You got that's just a scenario right there.
All right. Well, I'm still looking at NBA draft on end. They compare Jaden Ivey to Anthony Edwards, Donovan Mitchell. That's big. That is big talk right there. They're talking about he's going to be like a really good. He's going to be a 20-point a game scorer coming into the league. Do you think he's going to be that good?
He's going to be really good. Your dog. Are you still doubting me after last year's draft?
Yeah, I get you, man. But also too, that dude Mathurin guy, they compare him to Jason Richardson. Jason Richardson is not a bad player either, He came into the league, I think, averaging 14.
They should have gave me Michael Finley. If you'd have gave me Michael Finley, we could talk. Michael Finley is good.
Well, as a comparison to Benedict Mathurin?
Yes. That whole Josh Richardson, nah. Michael Finley, though, we could talk.
No, I said Jason Richardson.
He's not that good. He's not better than Michael Finley. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Finley was good, but I mean, so was Jason Richardson. He was good too.
Nah, not like Michael Finley good though. That's a different type of. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a different type of good, man. It's good, then it's good. He's good.
Yeah. I mean, personality-wise, Jason Richardson was like an asshole. He'll try to
wait. You talking about Jay Rich?
I'm talking about Jason Richardson, the dude that was won the dunk contest.
Oh, nah. Oh, wait. I'm being disrespectful. I'm thinking you talking about, man, damn, dog. I'm thinking you talking about the guy from the Mavericks, the guy that played on ball. Oh, damn, I'm being disrespectful. You're talking about Jay Rich. Nah, Jay Rich was nice.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, this guy, Michael Finley, he came into the league averaging 15. He eventually got up to 22. He averaged 20 points for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons straight, 19 points after that. So, basically 6 seasons he averaged 20 points a game. Jason Richardson basically did kind of similar. At one point, he was averaging 20 for, a couple seasons.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll see. I feel like Portland is not going to pick at 7, man. That's just me. When you got a guy like Dan, and if me and you was Trailblazer fans, and we got the 7th pick, I don't want to see that 7th pick walk through the door. Right. I'm trying to win a chip, man. I ain't trying to.
Well, check it. We just said that that this guy Jaden Ivey, they're comparing him. They're saying he's going to be a 20-point a game scorer coming into the NBA. That's what they're projecting him to be. So if we trade to the 7th. Jaden Ivey might not be there. So if we did go through the trouble and to get Jaden Ivey and he's not at 7, then what do we do there?
It depends on what do the teams before that pick 7. What do they do? You get what I'm saying? Because Detroit, they don't need a guard. Indiana, they don't need a guard. Portland, they don't need a guard. It's like, what are they going to do? So.
Well, I mean, Jaden Ivey, if he's drafted in the top 4, and then, like they got him going to the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento might take him because they don't know what they're doing over there.
They dumb as hell. That's dumb as hell.
But still, Jaden Ivey, they're projecting him. This is NBA Draft.net. They're saying that he's going to be a 20-point a game scorer. So,
right.
If Sacramento picks him just because of that reason, then you can't fault him for that. They can't just let him go, hoping that the Knicks would trade up to get the 7th pick.
Yeah, Sacramento going to be Sacramento. We know that. So once Sacramento, start acting like a real NBA team, right, and they actually draft a wing at 4, then maybe we can, probably get Jaden Ivey at 7. It all depends, though, man. I just think
Jaden Ivey is that good, though. Even though Detroit doesn't need a guard, I still would draft Jaden Ivey and then sort it out.
I would too. I wouldn't know. But me and you have logic. Right. The Kings don't have logic. And so you got to think.
I can't see Indiana going past them either because they got a good point guard there. They got some guards there as well. But if you can draft Jaden Ivey and he comes in there and he is what they say he's going to be, then I would just sort that out. Trade whoever needs to get traded just to get that guy in that starting spot.
So for me, Indiana, I agree with you, but that's Indiana. So I know Indiana is not going to take Jaden Ivey according to their draft history for the past few years. That's just me. I think Indiana would take a wing as opposed to Jaden Ivey because they already traded for Halliburton. You get what I'm saying? So I think Jaden Ivey really has a realistic. It all depends on Sacramento. What do Sacramento want? And it's already reported Sacramento want a ready now player. I see my guy in the thread. He put out some nonsense of a trade where Julius Randle's going to Sacramento for the 4th pick. But I'm like, yo, bro, they already got Sabonis. How the hell is Sabonis and Julius Randle going to play in the same front court? But,
It's not videos. I don't know if you're still listening, man, but we definitely shouted out your channel.
Yeah, stop videos.
Yeah, man, to follow you and stuff like that. But we're definitely gonna be calling on you to contribute a little bit more, man. I really appreciate your call, man.
Yes, sir. Definitely appreciate you. Stop videos.
Yeah, the phone line is still open, so if anybody wants to call in, you can call in if you want to, just to say what up if you want.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. Just for me, I would like for the Knicks. The main thing I would want the Knicks to do, it all depends on Mitchell Robinson. If you're letting Mitchell Robinson walk, what are you doing with Julius Randle? Because I'm trying to pay RJ Barrett this summer. I'm trying to give him his extension this summer. You can easily trade Randle for the 7th pick. Pick whatever wing you want, right? You still have the 11th pick, and you can easily pick a big with that 11th pick. So now you reset having to pay another young big man for 4 years and another young wing for 4 years. And you could keep your cap space. You could keep that whole what's the word I'm looking for? You trying to be flexible. That's the word I'm looking for. Trying to keep that flexibility. You get what I'm saying? Just by resetting, having to pay a guy another 3 to 4 years, actually. So that's what I would do if I'm the Knicks. Because your team is not ready yet. The Knicks, they're not competing for a chip yet within the next 2 years.
Yeah, we got to clean it up. I can't stop dreaming about it. I really think I like the idea of having Obi and Ayton together. I just like the idea with RJ as the leader, and whoever else you got out there. The Quentin Grimes and all that sort of stuff. I think all those guys is a good mix. We're gonna need a good player out of this draft. Like I said, me and Stop Videos, we like Benedict Mathurin. I like him. If the Knicks were able to draft him or Jaden Ivey. That's I think we'll be cooking with grease. We'll be ready to go into the following season to get the next draft pick, and then possibly sign somebody else to get into that group, and then we'll be the team that everyone's going to be trying to copy, because we'll be ready to start competing.
High schooler? They draft 2 high schoolers?
Who's that?
Whoever in the 2023 draft, they just draft 2 high schoolers.
We could, because at this point, like you're talking about a bunch of vets now. RJ is going to be like a 5-6 year vet now. At that point, Quickly's going to have some time on him too. So we already got our young vets already. So if we drafted a couple young guys to go behind them, that's fine. Because now you're helping out the timeline now, because we got a current group that's going to be doing what they do, and then we'll have a young guys coming up. That's essentially what Golden State's doing. They got a lot of young guys on their team that's just behind the current players that are playing.
I'm not going to hold you up. At that point, I'm thinking trade. I'm not going to hold you up, because if I'm going to State and I want to chip this year, you got to think about it. Are you going to keep Kuminga, Poole, Wiseman, Moody? Are you going to keep all 4 of those guys? You got to think about this.
I would.
Or you're going to keep trying to Curry and all of those guys. Because you're going to have to pay everybody soon. People got to get paid. So at some point, you got to make a trade. And, the Warriors can literally make a trade for any, they can make a trade for any young superstar center right now. Literally, they got the pieces for it. And they
but on the other hand too, they still got that young kid. What's his name? I'm trying to find him on the list here.
Who?
Golden State Center. Did they trade him?
No, James Wiseman.
Yeah.
No, they did not trade him.
I don't see him on the list here, James Wiseman. Oh, because he didn't play. That's why he didn't play. That's why he's not there. So anyway, they got James Wiseman on the roster still. So James Wiseman is their star center that they can eventually push up there.
Yep.
It's amazing. They have the next generation of basketball players right on the roster already. Kuminga, Gary Payton, the second. You got Damian Lee is pretty good still. Jordan Poole right now could start for them, eventually. Because I mean, Klay Thompson his knees are done. He might have a bounce back season next year, but chances are he won't. He's going to be going down. Klay Thompson's 31 years old, so I mean that's going to be Jordan Poole's spot. Curry's 33. How much longer is he going to be the greatest shooter to ever play? He's definitely going to change too. So guys like Kuminga, they're going to have a spot. Gary Payton. Well, Gary Payton Jr. is 29. I didn't even realize he's that old. 29. That's got to be a typo. Gary Payton II.
He's old.
Oh, shit. Yeah, but
old.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't matter because the Warriors is going to be winning for a long time, and that's what I need my Knicks to do. The Warriors didn't gut their team for a superstar player; they just built their core. They're just building.
Shout out to Wiggins too, man. Wiggins is playing his ass off right now.
We set trade for Wiggins. Set trade for him.
Yeah,
I mean, that's nice, man. That's nice to see the Warriors do something that I envy what they do right now. They're playing their draft picks and they're winning with them. They didn't gut their team for no stupid superstar trade, and they sold high on D'Lo. Something I want to do with Julius Randle. Yeah. They sold high. You sell high and you get Kuminga.
Yeah, I think that's what we got to do. We got to sell high on Julius, and then take a chance on these young guys. Let them play. If we win, it's nice. If we lose, we got a stacked draft that we're gonna add somebody else to the mix. And then, regardless of the fact, if we win next year, whatever, we still not going to be the championship team. But I think between next season, full season, and then the season after, that's when we're going to be making our step. Hopefully that we'll be leading the next generation, at least in the Eastern Conference, going forward. Because I mean, we're young, but we're not going to be young forever. 2 more years added onto this. Now we're players, so we have to prepare. We have to be looking in that direction.
I got a fun fact for you. The Knicks, as it currently stands, if we only paid RJ Barrett in 2025, we will have $100+ million in cap space.
Sheesh.
If the TV contract goes through and it's on, the cap goes up to $171 million. And you only sign RJ Barrett to a 5-year deal, we'll have $100+ million in cap space. In the same offseason where Donovan Mitchell, Tatum, and Giannis and all those guys is a free agent. All you got to do is just be patient. But RJ Barrett has to become really good. He and God, this is why I give him so much positive energy. Because I understand, I don't try to think for now. That's why I never argue for the playoffs. The previous 2 seasons we had, I didn't really want playoffs because I understood like the future. Like I'm always for the future. Like I understand like right now we're not a championship team, but we can get there. But it's going to take certain people taking certain steps to get there. Boston plays 4 players in their starting lineup who they drafted. Imagine if we drafted our own defensive player of the year. You know how proud I would be, bro?
I mean, proud for that reason. I don't care about either because I mean, I just want to win. I just want to win. Regardless if we're growing them in our backyard or if we bought them at the grocery store. I don't care as long as we win.
But they're winning, drafting their players, and they can win a chip this year. And then number 1 option is drafted. Like they groomed them. They didn't buy their way to no chip this time. If they get a championship, Golden State, they didn't buy.
It's still a championship, though. It's still a championship, regardless they win, buy, sell. It doesn't matter. You just got to get there.
How do you get there?
There's so many different ways. Look at, the last year's champion. They didn't just draft everybody. They made a lot of roster moves on that team.
That's true. Their best player was drafted. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Like
every player doesn't have to be drafted. Everybody doesn't have to be homegrown,
True. But if you're looking at the context of this year and last year, even the year before, yo, these guys are usually drafted to their teams, dog. Like if this year, if me and you are watching the Celtics versus Boston in the finals, they drafted their guys, bro. It's no way around the whole try to trade for a superstar. Forget the Donovan Mitchell stuff, right? They didn't buy anything. KD should have never left. He dumb. What?
I mean, listen, I get it. The Knicks are never going to be in the market to sign a superstar. That's done. But that's not what I'm saying.
I disagree with that. The way you get into that market is if you draft well and you play your said guys and you start winning consistently. That's my point to that.
Well, man, you keep trying to make that argument. We saying the same damn thing. You just trying to get to the same spot, in a different way. You made a left, I made a right, but we all going to the same spot. But you still arguing with me the whole way.
Hey, man, I play Mario Kart.
My thing is, no matter how we get there, I hope we get there. We'll get there. I think we can agree with, and maybe like 2 more years, we'll probably be, hopefully, if things work out, 2 more years, we'll be like contenders finally again.
Yeah. I think I'm hoping in 2 years. I don't think next year will be the year, but the year after, I think we'll be ready. I think RJ Barrett is going to. I think he's going to be an all-star next season. That's just me personally. I think, if things shake out to on the grace of God, quickly is the starting point guard because, we don't trade for a point guard and stuff. And I think we're just going to do well. I think we're going to do well, man.
Yeah.
But it all depends on what Leon Rose do this summer because Evan Fournier, Alec Burks, Nerlens, Randall is still New York Knicks as we currently speak. The person who ain't a New York Knick right now is a guy who he argued over
for an hour. To me, like a wasted argument. That dude should not be a Knick next year. We need Julius Randle, and Julius Randle needs to be gone. So that's the big trade chip. So we need to focus our energy to get him off the roster. So by getting him off the roster, we got to get somebody else in here that's going to help us out.
Mitchell Robinson too.
I'm trying to say, Mitchell Robinson is already off the team for me. I'm not even thinking about him. Unless we could sign and trade him to get a player, somebody that could help us. I'm with that. But if we can't do that, then I'll let him walk. I don't care about him. I'd rather trade Julius Randle, see if we can do something with that.
So I agree with Diehard with this. I think the New York Knicks should have a whole new starting front court. And that's what I just heard from you, and I think that's what I just heard from you. But I would absolutely love a whole new starting front court. I think that RJ Barrett, to me personally, I would like RJ Barrett at the shooting guard spot. I don't like him at the small forward spot, even though he was top 5 in small forwards and rebounds per game this season. I just prefer him at the shooting guard spot. I think he could play his game better. I think he's learned how to find his spots and spot up and shoot the ball. He played that role already in the almighty 4th seed. So if I believe that RJ Barrett is a shooting guard, I would like for us to, get a small forward in here or another wing in here at least. Or just promote Cam Reddish like a logical person would and see if the guy you traded a first-round pick for can flourish. Because that would be nice.
That's what I meant with it. Because Mitchell Robinson, I'm tired of talking about him. I feel like we need to get rid of him. But in order to get rid of Fournier or Burks or any of these guys, we're gonna have to take players back. So we might end up getting a center back if we trade for somebody. Somebody that can fill in that spot. That could do what Mitch Robinson did, at least a little bit of what he did. It's not really asking too much either. That's the whole point of the whole argument. It's not really asking too much to replace the production that Mitch was giving us.
It's like, for example, you trade Evan Fournier back to the Magic for Mo Bamba and Mitchell Robinson walks, and that opens up a starting spot and a rotational spot all together, right? That's kind of a way you could do that, but it depends on what the Orlando Magic. I know the Magic gonna pick Shaq, so I know Mo Bamba's walking. So we'll see.
Yeah, Mo Bamba's walking too. There's a lot of dangling talent out there. The Knicks got to figure something out. You know, we can get Mo Bamba, you know, but we would have to do something to do that. We would have to give up something to get Mo Bamba. We can get him.
And people keep saying the Kings. See, the Kings is dumb. I don't know how they running their franchise Diehard, but if I was the Kings right now, me personally, I'm trading Fox because I don't think Fox will ever bring my team to anywhere I need them to be. And I'm trading Sabonis. I'm stripping that team down to the bone and I'm tanking. And that's just me. I don't see a path where they can, you know, get to where they want to be. But if they continuously talk about trading that 4th overall pick for people that can help them win now, by all means, y'all can take Randall too. Take Sabonis. You want Randall too? You take him too. But I don't know if they're going to do that, man. 11 Reddish Fournier for 4 Harrison Barnes. I don't know if they're going to do that. So,
well, I mean, they got De'Aaron Fox. He was born in 97. How old is that, man? I got to do math now. 97. I freaking graduated high school in 97, for Christ's sake. So, I mean, he's like 24 years old. You know, Sabonis is 25. So they're at a stage where they're going to have to start making a move to try to, you know, take advantage of these players that they have here. You know, so they might be in the market. They might be in the market to get another player. You know, so they might end up trading that pick. So I mean, still getting number 11, like he says here on Mike K. You know, nothing. I call him Mike Doctor. I'm thinking that he should probably change his name to Mike Doc. You know, because he is a doctor. You know, he comes up with a lot of trades, man. I mean, trading Reddish and Fournier for Harrison Barnes and a number 4. And they also give the 11. I mean, you know, a stupid team like Sacramento, they might do something like that.
Yeah, that's stupid. What? They'll be dumb as hell if they do that. But who knows?
They might believe in Fournier and they might believe in Reddish. And they still think they can draft somebody at 11.
I would hate to trade Reddish in that deal, but I'm getting the 4th pick. I'm trying to get a blue chipper. Now that's a deal with Leon Rose. Me and I'm instantly hitting you up, yo. We doing a podcast right now. That's a deal where I say, yo, he's doing stuff that I want to see. Like he getting aggressive.
but look at this move though. Like we get rid of Reddish. I know you don't like that, you know, but we lose Fournier and we get Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey is gonna be there at number 4.
Yeah, and even if Jaden Ivey's not at number 4, whoever's left out of Jalen Smith, Palau, Shet, you pick that player.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because I mean, you know, Sacramento, they might think like, okay, well, we already got guards, we already got small forwards and stuff like that. We don't need a power forward because we got Sabonis, and we don't need a guard because we got, you know, Fox. So they might be thinking like, okay, well, let's just give up the pick and just pick low and get that center that we need.
Yeah,
you know, they might be thinking that. I don't know what the hell these idiots are thinking, but I'm just, you know, trying to figure something out.
Or they could think Sabonis is the center, Julius Randle is Chris Webber.
Yeah,
and
they might be thinking that.
You never know. You never know. That's Sacramento, man. Sacramento they haven't been in the playoffs since Pokemon Silver came out, man. And LeBron was just drafted. My God, like something got to give with them. Then people talk about the Knicks franchise being bad. Shit.
Yeah, they bad, man. Like B. Willis said, man, it's us against the world. Real Knicks fans know we all together. That's why we're doing these podcasts. That's why every single night you tell me, yo, Eru, you want to go on tonight? Like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, because it's us against the world. We love these Knicks, you know, with all our hearts, and we can't wait to get these thoughts out and just talk about it because it's fun. It's a good way to get away from you know, the bullshit of the earth that we dealing with. you know, and then come together for this bullshit that we got in the back here, all this orange and blue stuff.
Yeah, man.
You
Yeah,
know?
man. So I'm gonna assume that the next time I talk to you, we're gonna have some more Mitchell Robinson news.
Well, I done talked about Mitchell Robinson 2 days in a row, man. So I'm done with Mitchell Robinson, man.
I hear you.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that motherfucker no more.
The 30th is coming up, and he ties into the Knicks draft pick as well. Because I'm telling you, bro, I'm ready for us to pick Jalen Duran and walk away with a smile on my face and call Jalen Duran the next superstar. So I'm prepared for that nonsense. But we will see. I guess we got into everything. The main reason why. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm with it too, man. I love the off season. I love like with Stop Videos. Stop Videos was here. I love to hear people talk, man. I love to hear people talk about the Knicks. To me, it's literally like porno music, man. If you're talking, I like to hear what you got to say. I like whatever, like if people might think it's stupid or trades or whatever, like, oh, that would never happen, this, any other. But it's never. But it's just a conversation. We're just having fun. We're just having fun here. Just like we're talking about chicks, and you ain't never gonna get that chick. So why are you even talking about it? You ain't hollering at her, right? So why are you even saying anything? I hate guys that do that. Guys, we be in a group and then one guy will be like, "Hey, what's up, mama?" So listen, man, stop embarrassing her. Stop making her feel uncomfortable. If you like her, go talk to her. Oh, you ain't gonna talk to her? So it's the same shit. Yeah, same conversation. Oh, this trade, that trade. But you're gonna clown a guy because he's making a trade. But the same thing. There's a beautiful girl walk by. You're just gonna tell me that she's pretty, man. Go tell her. The hell are you telling me for? It's the same thing.
Yeah, man. That's what the Knicks will do to you. Oh man, I hope Leon Rose makes something happen, man. Because all this conservative nonsense he's been doing the past 2 years, enough is enough, man. Going in your third off season, man, you gotta make something happen, man. You gotta trade up. Y'all was talking this trade up during the Obi Toppin draft. Y'all traded back last year. You got Quentin Grimes. You got the extra first round pick. Quentin Grimes, solid player, role player. It's time. You got the 11th pick. I would like for them to trade up.
We got to do something. The roster needs to be cleaned up. We got too much bullshit on the roster. You got just Julius Randle, the whole Julius Randle situation. We gotta make a change. Got to make a change, man.
Yeah, man.
The freaking big Gerber baby.
Oh
always say.
My God.
Yeah, we gotta make a change because it's killing the vibe of everything. Tom Thibodeau, he's killing the vibe too. All that will be sorted out. I don't think Tom Thibodeau will be here in 2 years. And then once we get to that point, we'll see where we're at. But this is a very pivotal offseason.
2? I give it next year, man. I don't. If you want me to be honest with you, he should have been fired this summer. Yeah. So the fact that they're keeping him, it doesn't give me a lot of confidence. Now, what does give me confidence is Leon Rose, and he traded for Cam Reddish. So that tells me that he's still with the rebuild. He's still with trying to trade guys and try to get better. He's still with that whole ordeal. But, I need to see something new from Tibbs, man. Because what happened last season, that's all on him. All the point guard stuff that me and you talking about, he could have easily started me and you quickly. All the defensive stuff that me and you talking about with the starting unit, he could have easily started Quentin Grimes over Evan Fournier. Like certain things he could have avoided himself. And he did not.
Roles. He could have took the ball out of Julius Randle's hand. Julius Randle was literally just running into 3 defenders, bam, with it head first, turnovers and stuff. He could easily stop that by just calling a play, calling a pick and roll. Take him out the power forward spot. Start making him a point forward, and let's play basketball. Let's play organized basketball.
Yeah,
simple. It's so damn simple.
That's another indictment. Like you didn't help save your team's best player. And we both recognize that Randle was our team's best player. And it's like you didn't help him at all. You didn't help Evan Fournier. You didn't help none of the vets. You had Alec Burks bring the ball up 500 plus times this season for a team that runs one of the slowest paces in the league. And you got Diehard telling me about Mitchell Robinson and getting defensive rebounds.
No shit.
When we're barely shooting the fucking ball.
You trying to start shit at the end of the fight?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This slow ass offense. Tibbs got to get it together, man. Yeah. That's all I know, man. I next season we could talk about RJ Barrett and all those guys, but the coach, I got to see something from the coach because he ran the same stupid ass offense from last season to this season. That shit ain't work. And yes, they are bizarre, like really bizarre. Like Alec Burks over Emmanuel quickly as starting point guard, bizarre. Like keeping Randall in when you know he's shitting the bed when you got Obi Toppin just sitting on the bench, bizarre. Or playing Nerlens Noel at the 5 when the Lakers got fucking LeBron James at the 5, bro. I will never forget that, bro. Literally, we got on the podcast that night. The man had Nerlens at the 5, and LeBron was at the 5 for the Lakers. And you're seeing Nerlens getting shredded out there, bro. He getting cooked. And I'm like, yo, Tibbs, help him. And he continuously like, we need rim protection out there. You stupid 1990s dummy.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, he's a dummy at 1990s, but a lot of fans talk the same way. You know, they don't want to get another guy in there because it's gonna take away from RJ's development, and we got to do this because a lot of these fans deserve what we got going on here with Tom Thibodeau.
Man, I could care less about the whole get a guy in here and he's gonna take the ball out of RJ's hands. I could care less about that. I could care less about the whole bringing anybody in here and then taking the ball out of anybody's hands because ain't nobody good enough on his team the way we can make that argument the ball needs to be in their damn hands. Yeah. So
a lot of people think that we need to get Julius Randle out of here just so RJ could be standing on the island by himself just so he can get all the shots. That's not the way to go either.
So personally, me, I want to get Randall out of here. One is because of RJ. I want the ball in RJ's hands more. But it's not because I just want RJ to be the number one option. It's because when Randall's off the court and you see the ball in RJ's hands and he's the one option, the ball just looks functional. It looks like a basketball team now. That's the least I could ask for.
That's what Julius Randle needs to get out of there. We need to bring the team back.
That's all. That's the least I can ask for. It's not even the whole put the ball in RJ Barrett's hands and all right, cool. I want to see RJ Barrett be a 3-pick, but the hell with that. It's just the basketball aspect. Like, bro, I hate seeing the ISO basketball every play. Like, my team runs the slowest. We start our offensive sets so slow. The ISO basketball with Randall is just so annoying. It's like I want to see a different style of basketball. And when he's off the court specifically, and it's just Obi Toppin, and it's just RJ Barrett and the other young guys, and even if you could throw Alec Burks or Evan Fournier out there, it looks like basketball. It looks like, at least, it looks watchable, at least. Baby steps.
Yeah, we got to save Tom Thibodeau for himself, man. Make that move and just just to spread the team around. We need things to be spread out a little bit better. I think we'll get what we're asking for. So we just got to prepare for it. Definitely, man.
Yeah, I'm a RJ fanboy, but I know my boy limitations. There's no way in hell I want to see RJ Barrett shoot the goddamn ball 20 times a game. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's just me personally. I think 15 shots a game is just good for him. He's shooting this season. I don't even want him shooting that. 17. I think he shot 17.7 shots per game this season. He was so inefficient. I feel like he could be more efficient with less shots. But you know who that's on? Thibodeau. You know what else that's on? Leon Rose. Get a more functional starting lineup. You got Mitchell Robinson and RJ Barrett. your 2 draft picks around Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, and Alec Burks. Are you shitting me or are you shitting us? Like, come on now. I'm just so sick of mentioning certain guys on our team. It's kind of annoying. Yeah. So hopefully they can make changes, man.
Yep. Well, I think we out of here, man. We covered everything. We got 2.5 hours in this motherfucker. I'm probably gonna cut this video and make another video just so people can go right into the draft stuff, man. So look out for that. For those that are popping in now watching the pod, you can check it out.
Yeah.
Soon. Also check the audio podcast and everything like that. Let's do this.
Yeah, man. Parrish, man. Like, I love it, RJ, but I'm not that type of person, man. Amazon Alexa, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Y'all know where y'all can find us at, man. I'm trying to not be a RJ Homer fan. I'm trying to be a Knicks fan. And when you thinking for the team don't mean RJ Barrett shoots 20 goddamn shots per game. It's talking about.
Well, I'm not talking about you though. I'm just saying, like, other fans, they all they want to talk about is RJ Barrett. How RJ Barrett is the greatest, and you can't say nothing bad about him, and this, that, and the other. It's like,
I was
five. It's 5-on-5. We got to get this team right.
No, that's a fact. No, I was just answering Parrish Duggar because he is right, and I even accused myself of that, like having to overbear with the RJ Barrett stuff. Like, I had to accuse myself of stop doing that. So I understand what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying, dog. Like, people got to stop the RJ Barrett fanboy shit. Like, whenever you criticize RJ, it's F you, and they start talking about your family. It's like, goddamn, like RJ Barrett paid goddamn rent. Like, like, relax.
People are bugged out in this world, man. Anyway, State, let's get up out of here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Once again, shout out to Stop Videos. Is it Stop Videos? Stop or Stop It Videos?
Yeah, Stop Videos.
Okay.
That's his name. Shout out to people who pulled up, man. Pudge Nice, 19 Conman, NYC, B Willis, Shop Powers, Golden E Myers, usual people, weight loss, health diet, man. Stop Videos, once again, you see his Twitter icon, man. You're seeing it right on the screen. Mike Johnson, shout outs to you, brother. Craig Wade, I see you, man. Mike K, I am Jarrell. No Cap Space Talk, C Mac. I see all of you guys, man. My Sherwin, definitely. Sean. All of you guys, man. We appreciate all of you guys, man. But we out of here. Diehard, I appreciate you, brother. Till next time. And Nick Nation, we out of here, man. Peace.
Bye. Bye, guys. I hit the wrong button. Here it goes.
Bye, guys. See